sensational summer weather. But there is a breeze. Look at the flags there on the far side. The Derry flag, the Antrim flag and the tricolour as well. There's a fierce enough breeze going from right to left. So that will be important when the toss is made in the next few minutes for the 2025 Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final here on Dunloy between Antrim and Derry. You see there the Derry team, or Derry panel rather, warming up, and we're not going to, if you excuse the pun, skirt around the issue here. We will deal with it. We will not ignore it. What is happening here is the Derry team, half of them, or their panel as I say, half of them are wearing skirts, half of them are wearing shorts. But don't worry, the game will go ahead. There's no danger of that. So let me just explain and read out the Derry statement. There's a statement from Derry Camogie came out last night. So they say, this is from the players now. We, the Derry Senior Camogie players, have decided as a team to line out on Sunday in the Ulster Senior Camogie Final with half of the panel in shorts and the other half in skirts. This is to represent our unified, I think there's the word missing there, position maybe, for the GPA's proposal, and to stand in solidarity with fellow players who wish to have the right to choose what uniform they wear while playing our beloved sport. We understand that officials must stick to the current outdated rules of the game. These are their words, and ask that all officials are respected regardless of the outcome of our protest, and we all applaud that. We hope that our protest clearly demonstrates to the Congress the need for change, and they'll be making no further statement. So that is the Derry position, and that's why half of the players are warming up there wearing shorts and half of them wearing skirts. What's going to happen is they're going to go in, they're all going to change, or the half in shorts are going to change into skirts. The game's going to go ahead. There's not going to be an issue. The photographs will be taken in a few minutes time, and they will be wearing the shorts for that. So they kind of made their point, and we're not going to get into the pros and cons of that or what side we're on or whatever. We're just letting you know what is happening out there on the pitch. So the Derry squad is out there at the minute. The Antrim squad are away over to the right behind the goals on the other pitch, and they are not doing anything like that at all. So it's not like the Munster final that there's any danger at all of the game not going ahead, and that's great news. Nobody wants to see that. So we're going to have a game here, and on a day like this, wouldn't it be an awful shame if you didn't? So the game is going ahead. It's the Ulster Senior Camogie Final, and that is that issue, and we're going to leave it there. We're going to talk about camogie from now on, because that's what we're here for, and this is the exhibition game, really. This is the showcase game. And I'm looking over to my right now, and I'm seeing actually a lovely shot of some kids. And there's kids over there for the mini games at halftime. I know there's some Antrim girls are going to be there. The names are in the programme. I can read them out later. But there's girls over there to our right, over where the players do come in. So they're waiting patiently, and they're going to have a sort of a guard of honour, I imagine. And there's the cup as well, I see, on the table with the Ulster flag there as well. So I'm seeing the red and white, and then I'm seeing some kids in the blue as well. And at this stage, I'm going to bring in John MacArthur. John, because I have a question for you. What's the blue? Who are the blue girls?
The blue girls, to my best of my knowledge, are a mixture of Randallstown and Rossa. I don't have a Rossa from Belfast and Turnock from Randallstown.
Brilliant, brilliant. There's not much Belfast involvement, especially with the Antrim team these days, although one of the subs I know is actually down as St Paul's, yes, from Antrim, so that's unusual these days. But Katie Rose Bale, yeah. But, you know, I go back to Jane Addams and all those great days in the Rossa teams and that, but recently it's been more outside Belfast, so I'm glad to see Rossa involved there as well. But that seems to be the guard of honour for the team. So, hey, great to be here.
Yes, excellent, fantastic facilities. Dunloy deserve immense credit for the pitch is in excellent condition. The pitch plays from to my left hand side of the monitor as the road, which we talk about, that's from the northwest, plays to the southeast. There's a slight breeze in it from the southeast blowing towards the road. So
slight, John.
Well,
look at those flags.
It's probably worth plus 45 points for you. So the toss will be very, very important here today. Derry plays maybe a deep line sweeper role where Antrim will be more forthright as a straight 15. But the breeze will determine the fact. They're two tough semi-finals now. Fair play to Armagh, and that was good decision of Armagh to go up into the senior grade. And they scored 2 late goals, took Derry to extra time. But it's probably about 19-20 degrees today, so as Jerome, so that'll have a bearing in the match. Somewhere later on, you need to strengthen your subs to come on. But anyhow, Derry played extra time in that match, and they scored 6 scores against 1 score in the extra time and got over the line. That will stand them to a certain degree. Also, down, made life very difficult for Antrim in the other semi-final. They played
just had a goal chance at the end. I mean, it needed a brilliant save from Katrina, you know.
A brilliant save from Katrina again, kept Antrim in the game. Yet Antrim always looked like the most team that was going to win the match. But Down played very deep and played with two sweepers, a deep line sweeper.
Well, Derry will have watched that.
Maybe so, because
and especially if they play into the wind in the first half, they're going to sit deep then.
Exactly. And Aoife Cassidy is lined out in the middle of the field today. She lined out at number 6 last year in the corresponding final at the exact same date when it was played on a Saturday. Now, I expect Aoife to play as a deep line midfielder or play the sweeper role. Now, that means naturally there'll be a spare forward up front, but the theory is that they have to work unbelievably hard. The breeze and the wind and the conditions and that heat element. Now, Antrim's searching for their 5th title of the day, and Derry is looking for their 8th, so there's a lot in the line as regards for Antrim.
Are you going along with Antrim being favourites here then, or are you not sure? The breeze is picking up and it's actually nearly going to blow our monitor off our table here, so it's definitely significant. But seriously, on the actual prediction for the game, what are you thinking? Is it as easy or is that a bit lazy given the way the semi-finals went?
Ulster finals can be unpredictable. As the semi-finals showed, Antrim all had a great season so far. Won all their matches, won the league final against Clare, played very well that day. Derry, will be disappointed they lost the league final against Offaly, and they shipped 4 goals that day, and they're taking Cousins for Offaly, done a lot of damage. To be wary of that today. Antrim's onside forward line has scored 3 goals in the first half against Clare in the league final. And that was against the breeze. I know Katrine Dobbin's injured, so it will not feature today. But they've a strong bench and they've a strong youthful element of speedy forwards who can take the ball and scale, run it, move it. So Derry will be wary of that. But the breeze, you say, Jerome, has picked up a little. That's probably worth plus 4 or 5 points to you. They'll take terms. I would safely say Derry normally would play with a sweeper now and against that will change. They will not change in that regard. But I still think Antrim slight favourites for the match, going on their campaign so far, where they're at in the development.
I'm not sure Katrine is completely out of the picture here today, because if a player is maybe 50-50 and Antrim are in a bit of bother with 10 minutes to go and she is the star forward, they might throw her in there, do you think? Any chance?
I would. The bottom line is Antrim's a strong enough bench. They're dependent on the bench all year. There were 29 players at game 10 in the league. There's a lot of youth between 21, 22 and 23. There are 5 forwards linked on the bench, and there are 2 utility players in that. So all the forwards have been hurling well all year, especially the latter stages of the league. So the management will trust on that. And now if Katrine's not 100% to go, she will definitely not partake in the match.
Okay. The announcements are being made. The crowd is building. There's a good crowd in here for the game, and why not with the beautiful conditions here? So they're looking forward to a great game. We're looking forward to a great game. And right at this point, we're looking forward to the toss, because it is going to be important. I would imagine if Antrim are slight favourites, as you say, that Derry will be wanting to win the toss and maybe play with the breeze in the first half. Or, as you say, also maybe they'll want to play very defensive and it doesn't matter. The captains are being brought in to the officials. The referee is Philip MacDonald from Cavan. The captains, Amy Boyle, number 8 for Antrim from Lochgale, new captain this year. And the captain for Derry, Rachel McAllister from Ballinascreen. Number 11. Now, John, if you can keep an eye just in case you see that toss being made, if you get any indication who's won it, that'll be interesting. And meanwhile, I'll read out the officials. So Philip MacDonald from Cavan, the ref. We also have Kieran Rice as the 4th official. Lisa Bannon is on standby ref, and she's from Cavan as well. She's also on the line, and the other line will be Frances Caldwell, who is from Down. And then you have, may as well mention the Piper as well. That's Eamon Downey from the home club here in Dunloy. So those, the officials and the Piper. And just looking at that, well, they're doing the photographs at the minute, John, but I don't think they've done the toss just yet, and I don't know if we're actually going to be able to see it. It looks like they're maybe trying to do the toss now, so I don't know if we're going to get an indication from this, but it will be important. Philip MacDonald in the blue there, and he's showing the coin or whatever it is, and then it goes up. Haven't commentated this much before on a toss of a coin, but it is important. I'm trying to see.
Antrim's won the toss.
Oh, you think so?
Have decided to play against the one in the first half.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you read into that?
That is exactly the way I would have played it, to be honest, Jerome. If you play with the one, you need to get onto the front foot straight away, and inside the first quarter you need scores on the board now. It takes about 5-10 minutes to settle into a match, so if you're playing with the breeze or the benefit of one, you're eating up into your one assist at time for scoring. But no, that's a firm decision that's been made beforehand. But so Antrim will still probably go just play a straight 15, see how things is panning out in the first quarter, and if they're under too much pressure, they may just bring somebody back, play as a deep line midfielder just to pick up any Ulster ball. But no, Antrim's won the toss and will play to the south-east, so they'll be playing against the one in the first half.
And will Derry be happy enough with that, do you think? They'll get the chance to play with the win, so they'll get a chance to maybe get a lead, although they can work the other way, as you say. If they don't, then they're under pressure at half time and they think, okay, well, we're not even ahead and we've had the breeze. It's a psychological thing.
It is, exactly. And the All Ireland Series fixture last year was 2 weeks after the Ulster final. Antrim won the Ulster final by a goal, and yet Derry came to Cushendall and beat Antrim by 10 points in the first round of the All Ireland campaign. And they played with the breeze in the first half, and they set up a score. 11 points, they're leading by 11 points at half time. The breeze is probably worth 5 or 6 to you, and unfortunately, it's just too big a surplus for Antrim to manage in the second half. So,
but as you say, it's worth it if you get those points.
Yes, but
if you use it right as well. It depends how you use it. But Antrim obviously have some sort of a strategy here. You don't just choose to play into the wind unless you've premeditated, thought about it.
No, and the league final in the end of March against Clare and Abbottstown.
Sorry, I'm just going to say one other thing. I have to interrupt you there. We're getting the photograph of Antrim, but can our cameraman go over to the Derry girls as well over the far side, because obviously it's significant for other reasons that we touched on earlier and we're not going to go into again, but we explained that half of them are wearing the shorts, so that's quite a significant photograph being taken there. Sorry, go on ahead.
Antrim won the toss the day of the league final and decided to play against the breeze and went in with a 2-point lead against the breeze, and that was probably plus 5 points. So they scored 3 goals against the one in the first half. It's a magnificent first half performance, and that led the foundations to win that league final against Clare.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, we're watching that photograph being taken, and in a minute or two we will go through the teams in detail. We've heard that there's no changes, but we will wait to see what happens for the start of the game, and as it goes on, just some other information to give you. Antrim have only won back-to-back once in 50 years, in 2010, 2011. They have that chance today, so that's surprising. I'm sure a lot of people who are maybe not from here would be surprised about that. Not from maybe Ulster would think that Antrim have won plenty of back-to-backs, but not so. The game is available on Facebook and YouTube thanks to Ulster Camogie, so Ulster Camogie Facebook and Ulster Camogie YouTube, and we will be monitoring, shall we say, on there on both of those platforms throughout the afternoon. And if you want to leave any comments or any messages there, or tell us where you're watching the game from, you can do so there. And as I said, I will be on there and reading your messages. If maybe you want to send a message of support or any comments throughout the game at all, you are very welcome to interact with us there, absolutely. So we will, what else have I got to tell you? Yeah, there's going to be a minute silence coming up as well, and that is for Kitty O'Neill, mother of Ulster Camogie's administration person Julie O'Neill, and she will have a minute silence for her just before the game, who passed away in the last day or two. And Kitty was initially Kitty Curry from Armagh, and she was described in the Armagh Camogie story as, and will you hear this quote, John, the dashing and fearless Kitty Curry who could have met and matched Christy Ring on any field in the land. What a quote that is to have against you. So that gives you some indication of what a player she was back in the day, and just looking at her photograph on Facebook, you can get an indication from that photograph as well that she was a lovely lady as well. Did you know her?
No, unfortunately I did not. Jerome, I knew of her, but unfortunately these things come to pass. Now on, Derry is looking for their 8th title today, and I'm not there. Aoife Cassidy is looking for her 6th Ulster title. So she's fighting, and it's back to 2009, which is probably a break of 6 years since she won her last one. From the two teams, before Jerome took it through the two teams, there's only 4 on the starting 15 that started in the Ulster final last year for Derry, and Antrim have 7 from the starting 15, starting on the starting 15 today from a year ago.
Yeah, that's a lot of change. Derry, of course, won the All-Ireland Intermediate, and then the manager, PJ O'Mullen, moved on, and quite a few of the players. That happens sometimes, but it means that Derry now have a mixture there, a real transition time for them, I guess.
Yes, they have a mixture of youth, but Antrim is in similar veins to they are, and probably if the two teams, we stacked up the figures of the two teams and the age profiles, Antrim maybe could that wee bit younger, but it's transition period. We didn't see it happen inside a year, maybe inside 2 or 3 years, but Derry still, they're aware of that. They've had a big performance today. Look, the day Ulster finals, you know yourself, Jerome, anything can happen at times, but I still have Antrim as favourites for the match.
We are unlucky here, John, because I think the tallest person in Dunloy has decided to stand right in front of us. Here's a big lad in front of us here, but we will be able to see past him. But the big fella here right in front of us, but we're not complaining at all, as you say. Great facilities here. Let's go to the teams then, and let's start with the Antrim team and go through them. No changes. I'll go through the team here, and then you can maybe tell me a little bit more about what you think or how they'll shape up. But I'll start by just going through them. Katrina Graham and goals from Ahahl. Now she plays outfield for them, but she's a goalkeeper today. Dervla Dobbin from Portland Owen at number 2. Claire McKillop at 3 from Lochgale. 4, Kiva McNaughton, Cushendall. 5, Erin Coulter from Glenravel. Her dad, Martin, is part of the management, along with Carl McCormick, who is from Lochgale, and then the coach, Joey Quinn, he's Lochgale as well. Sarah O'Neill at 6 from Cargan, dual player, plays ladies football for Moneyglass and for Antrim, of course, sister of Maria. 7 is Shanna Hegarty from Ballycastle. Amy Boyle midfield. 9 is Nicole McAtamney, and she is Dunloy, the home club here. 10 is Lucia McNaughton from Lochgale, brother, of course, of James McNaughton. 11 is Roisin McCormick from Lochgale, and her dad is Carl, the manager, and her mum is Karen McCormick, the Ulster chair, so a real family affair there for the McCormicks. 12, Emer Johnston, Dunloy as well. 13, Cassie MacArthur from Dunloy. Well, actually, of course, she's from Armagh, as John will remind us maybe as well. And apart from that, she scores a lot of goals, and I hear also that she loves a bit of rave music in the dressing room before the game. I don't know if she does that at home as well, John.
There's no rave music at home, Jerome.
She saves it for there. 14 is Katie Malloy, Dunloy as well, and 15 is Maeve Kelly. And talking about family affairs, her sister Fanula is in the subs, and her mum Una is the Antrim chair, and they are from Ballycastle. So anything you want to add about that?
No, there's a good spread of clubs. There's 4 from Dunloy, 4 from Lochgale, 2 from Ballycastle, Virginia Oak, Cargan, and it's great to see Dervla Dobbin getting a starting position at right corner back. She played at minor for me, it was excellent. It was a real go-to, a girl marker on it, in terms of phrasing the man marker, and she'll probably pick up the most dangerous onside forward, maybe for Derry. So it's great to see Dervla getting a start. Claire McKillop done well the last day at full back. She's usually a corner back. Half back line is young, but has been performing unbelievably well. Erin Coulter picked up Anya Loughlin and Claire, big physical player at 6'1", held her scorers that day of the league final. So middle of the field's all experienced. Amy Boyle, Nicole McAtamney. Inside forward line, Maeve has been moved to the inside forward line to try to get her onto more ball. But no, I still think Alan will still play, get quick ball into the inside forward line.
And just to clarify, Brigitte Og is Glenravel, basically,
Brigitte
the
Og
camogie team there. That's Erin Coulter's club, just to clarify that for anybody that doesn't know. Let's move on to Derry then. Niamh Gribben in goals. She's from Lavey, same club as the manager, Eamon Mealock. He's originally a Ballymena man, but very much Lavey for the last couple of decades. 2, Emer Doherty, Balahi. In fact, the whole full back line is Balahi. Roisin Cassidy and Leah Lennon at number 4. A twin of Amy at number 14. They decided to stay on this year. There was a little bit of doubt about that. Derry delighted that the twins did. 5, Anna McDade from Screen, Ballinascreen. 6, Niamh Quinn from Swatra. 7, Rebecca Bradley from Newbridge. Good spread of clubs here as well, John. 8, the vice captain, Anya McGill, who was in there for the photograph. She's Lavey. Aoife Cassidy, of course, the legendary player at number 9 from Slaughtneil. She's 5 Ulster medals, but not one since 2017. That tells a story. 10, Sinead McGill, and also Lavey. 11, the captain, Rachel McAllister from Screen. 12, Eva McElhinney from Dungiven. Her sister Cleana is in the subs at 25. Jackie Donnelly from Screen is at 13. 14, Amy Lennon, as I said, and 15, Orla Hull, also from Balahi. So a good spread of clubs there as well. And their management, Dara Curley, he's actually a Clare man, but he's in Lavey now as well. And John McKillop, Smokey they call him, but he doesn't smoke, so there might be a bit of a joke around that. He's from Cushendall, so he's in the Derry camp today. And Leo Passmore is the goalkeeper coach. So that is the setup there. We're very near the start of the game now, and the Derry players are in their huddle over on the far side. The entire panel and the Antrim panel, they're all been told to come over here now by Owen Elliott. He's coordinating today and he's bringing them over, and they all look fantastic. We all look fantastic in the sun. They're coming over to the Piper, Eamon Downey from Dunloy here, and then we're going to have a bit of a parade. And you've got to love a parade, John, don't you?
We all love our parades in Northern Ireland.
We do. Well, okay, don't go there. That's not what I meant.
But the Derry team, much aside on Niamh Quinn from Swatra. She played full back in the corresponding match last year. Now she's going at 6, and that would probably to pick up Roisin McCormick, the dangerous forward for Antrim. Aoife Cassidy, as I said, can maybe drop deeper and play as a sweeper, but she will probably pick up Nicole McAtamney, one of the most experienced players in the Antrim team. Derry will depend much on Amy Lennon at 14, Sinead McGill and Rachel McAllister, captain at number 11 to get the scores, and Orla Hull on her frees.
So you think Niamh Quinn will definitely go on Roisin McCormick? That's the key matchup.
that will be a key. Derry will have the homework done, so have Antrim, without a doubt. So I would safely say they will go with that matchup. But we'll see how things pan out, Jerome.
Yeah, well, we'll find out in the next few minutes. But yes, that will be a key one. And as you say, the toss has been won by Antrim, but they're playing into the wind. So will that mean Derry maybe won't need to go with 2 sweepers? Maybe go for 1 sweeper? All will be revealed in a minute, so we're only projecting.
We're sort of...
We're in the dark.
Sweeper theology sort of has a life of its own.
Well, it's called +1 now, isn't it?
It's called +1 or even +2, but you're going very negative as such, and you need to be holding out the scores of that. And it's difficult to play. If you play with 2 sweepers, you need them well coached in fact to play that. Who the ball goes to, who's transition, who's your bridge play in the middle of the field, all very difficult. As you know yourself, Jerome, a match that's a life of its own, and it's your game management that wins the matches for you.
Well, let me ask this question as you being a manager. See, when you have a thing set up and you've been training for weeks, maybe months, with like thinking, right, we need 2 sweepers for this game, and right before the game you find out you win the toss or you've got to be playing with the wind, do you urgently try to get the message to your team and say, look, forget all that, we're not playing with 2 sweepers, we don't need 2, we'll play with 1, or do you keep going with what you've already trained for?
I never ever use a sweeper unless the breeze is worth probably +10, 11 against you. That's the only time, and you're being hurt. Now, sweepers.
No, but you were saying there that like Derry would have watched down in the semi-final and thought, well, that might have worked.
That might have worked, but don't get me wrong. Once I see a team playing with a sweeper, it tells me ultimately they've ever got a weakness somewhere in their full back line, at the lack pace, or that's the way they set up the coach. And teams love to play against teams of sweepers because it means technically that you have got a spare player yourself, and your spare player will be in your back, so you've got better distribution. Girls tend to do more scoring. Camoogie's teams do more scoring inside the 45s. Long range points taken doesn't really happen so much. You don't see the 50, 60 yards based on the strength of striking the ball. So you have to work the ball between the 2 45s. But I always like playing against teams against sweepers because the bottom line is they're going defensive and they're going negative.
Really? So your message then to your players is, well, they're going to drop in, so we're going to get plenty of ball. It's a challenge, but it's a challenge that you enjoy.
Yes. You always try and play around the sweeper, keep the ball wider to your inside forward line, or you run at the sweeper and get them to engage and you offload. Now most teams, or you bring out a corner forward to mark the sweeper. That's a negative play as well. You always try. The sweeper's massive ground to cover, and they must be a good ball player. It must be your smartest player on the field usually. But if you stretch them and get in behind them, the sweeper's nullified unless they play the sweeper straight in front of the full back.
And do you find that girls, when they're playing camogie and you're managing them, do you find that they want to play negatively like that, as you say, defensively, or do they just want to be told, like, just go out and play camogie?
Yeah, all teams, even senior hurling teams that manage, hurling and camogie is a game of skill. So the theory is you must emphasise that in skill. So you go out and attack matches. You go out to 1 matches. You do not go back and to try and defend your way to 1 things. It doesn't happen because at the end of the day you get taken out and you get down the line. It's negative play, plus the fact that maybe against a big strong breeze for a short period of time, just to bring a bit of slowness to the game. But girls want to go out and express themselves, and that's the most important thing you must get across to all teams.
Well, exactly. That's what you've been coaching them for years, and go out and express yourselves. And we want to see the skills, and the big crowd here, they want to see them do that as well. And there must be nothing more demoralising than a player, whether it's ladies football or camogie, and they've been told to play defensive and they don't express themselves. They just fit into a system, and then after maybe 40 minutes they're taken off and they think, well, what was that about? So
yes,
let's see an exhibition of camogie here, and never mind all the other issues around it. Let's see a good game here today. And I've seen plenty of camogie finals down the year, and you've seen plenty. It's been very interesting down the years, the way, as I say, there was the Jane Addams sort of era, if I can call it that, and then Derry seemed to take over for a few years. That's when the likes of Aoife Cassidy would have won her 5 Ulster titles, and Antrim really had to do something, and they did, and they came back and they had an almost exclusively outside Belfast panel, and almost that again today, 28 of the 29, and they've come through and they've had great success the last few years. But it's great that it's been close, and 2 good semi-finals as well. It's been a seriously good championship. Let's see a great final now.
Yes, I expect nothing more today. Glorious facilities, glorious weather. Derry really needs to attack the match. Antrim will play their set play. They're used to playing Dunloy, they train Dunloy. It's a home pitch to Antrim here today. So that home advantage is always an advantage. How you go about a match on a usual pitch.
Well, especially for the Dunloy girls, there's quite a few of them, so they'll be happy enough being here. And you think that counts a little bit?
Oh, it always counts, Jerome. No matter where it's played at, it's played in your own county, anywhere in the pitch that you're used to training on, playing on, club games on, always brings that wee advantage.
And who's the key player? Is it Roisin McCormick? Do you think if there is going to be a go-to player today that you expect to sort of be a match winner, is it her?
Royston will probably go and freeze. I know, and much is expected of Royston, you know, and there's always pressure on Royston. But a lot of the younger players are stepping up as well. The inside four lines are playing very well. Katie Malloy, Cassie, Maeve, Kelly. You know, they have to spread the scores.
We better stop now for a moment because we're going to have the minute silence for Kitty O'Neill. Perfectly observed minute silence for Kitty O'Neill, and now the national anthem. Well, I think we're set. Everything has been done perfectly over the last 20 minutes, coordinated by Owen Elliott, and Ulster Camogie have done a great job here. They've organised the sun as well and a perfect venue, and everything has gone well. All we need now is for a terrific game, and the players, I'm sure, are up for that as well. The Derry players in there doing their last little sprints. The Antrim players going to their positions, and John MacArthur was with me, and John, you'll keep an eye and see if there's any positional switches at the start of the game here. That's always interesting to see when the ball is thrown in. The captains have had the toss in about 20 minutes ago now, it seems, and it is Derry. Well, are Derry playing from left to right the way they're standing there, or am I
no, you're right enough.
Derry's
playing. Derry is playing against the breeze.
Yeah,
so there you go.
Yeah. So,
so we got that wrong.
I'm afraid so. We've misled a few people. So yeah, definitely Antrim. Well, no, the Antrim keeper is down to the left.
Right.
Oh, they have moved around now.
Yes,
you were right, John. I doubted you. Sorry for doubting you. Right, we're into the game. It's the 2025 Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final, and it is Antrim playing from left to right. They won the toss, decided to play into the breeze, which is a significant breeze. I know you're looking at this and thinking what a perfect day it is, but there is a breeze, and our opening shot 20 minutes ago was off the flags on the far side, and it's quite strong. It seems to have changed direction. It's now going right across the pitch rather from right to left. So it's going to change a little bit, the breeze. But let's follow the game and see what happens here. Nicole McAtamney with that free, and she drives it down, and certainly no problem with the breeze there. She got good distance on that, and it's all to play for in there. They're all going for it in there, and we're 40 seconds into this final. The referee just monitoring it, and let's see what happens. And it's Roisin McCormick could come out with it, and it's popped over the bar, and Antrim first score on the board within a minute.
Yes, first ruck ball Walden laid out to Roisin McCormick. Roisin hand passed off to her left hand side to her Lockgill colleague, Lucia McNaught, who popped over the bar from 30 yards.
I remember Lucia being the young girl, but of course she's now one of the more experienced players.
Oh, without a doubt, very experienced in the Lockgill senior team. It's been so dominant for so long, and they've got All-Ireland campaign, so she's a good leader of the girls, settles everything down.
And she just read that nicely. She stayed out of it all
Exactly.
and waited for the ball to come out, and then there was nobody marking her.
Years of playing with Amy and Royce and through the Lockheed set, it's 10 years. That's the way they play it. Short ball out, one at the 45, lay it off to the wider player, strike over the bar.
And just trust in her opponents or in her colleagues as well, and understanding and respect as well, and knew what was going to happen there. And there's a free in for Derry, and that's a rather good opportunity for them to level it up, I would imagine.
Yes, it'll probably be Orla Hull, which is,
Yep,
I think
it
that's
is.
free. Amy Boyle was very unlucky there, knocking the layoff away. I thought Philip maybe give a wee bit of advantage, but there's a free in to Derry nonetheless.
Yeah, it is Orla, number 15 in her back. A little bit difficult to see from distance, John, the black numbers and the red band there, but it's definitely Orla Hull from Balahi popping that over rather easily. Now let's look at the puck out strategy. Katrina Graham with this. Is she going to go short, long? What's she going to do? I'm looking at the movement off camera up the field as well. I imagine she's going to drive this one. Just be going to her left hand side, so over to the right, and she is looking for Lucia McNaughton, and indeed she gets it rather easily and evades her marker as well and puts it in as quickly as she can there, looking for Cassie MacArthur. But Derry looked like they might, well, I was going to say they looked like they're going to clear it, but they've made a bit of a mess of that, and it's going to be Antrim in possession. The crossfield one is looking for Emer Johnston on her home pitch as well, Emer, and she's going to get to this one as well. She'd love an early score on her home pitch, and she puts it in there nicely. It might even have dropped into the net because it's over the bar, and maybe that is, John, what you were talking about there, the hometown knowledge, shall we say.
Yes, but the most important factor there, Antrim had 3 forwards inside, 40 yards of space, so the half forward line of Antrim pulled out the puck out. Did the same against Clare, and Derry had nobody back there covering, so there's a 3 against 1 overlap there, and can well have been a goal or a point.
Yeah, Derry need to watch that. They really do. And it was too easy from the puck out as well for Lucia McNaughton to get possession as well from a Derry point of view. And it's Antrim who are making hay here in the beautiful sunshine. They are 2 points to 1 up, and this is Roisin McCormick, and she is indeed being followed by, I think it was Anya McGill was following her. Maybe it was a number 6 in the back, was it? Here's a chance now for a goal indeed, and it's Maeve Kelly through and very close to goal, but it didn't quite get the right connection there. That looked to be a certain goal for them. Now Derry have a chance to get it away, and they are going to get it away, and they get it out towards only as straight as Roisin McCormick, who is going to give it right back to them, and indeed it goes over the bar. But John, could have been a goal there.
Could have been a goal. Unfortunately, Maeve was pushed onto her left hand side, and so Kate Millard to her left hand side, and maybe could have hand the pass ball, but the shot was good. The keeper done well, came off the line for Derry, but it was definitely a goal opportunity, and Derry beware.
It looks like Anya McGill is on Roisin. Is it? Am I reading the number 8 or number 6?
Anya McGill, the vice captain.
No, it's number 6 on her now.
Number 6.
But previously there, maybe she just happened to be near her. But it is, yeah, as you predicted, the number 6 and number 8. Very hard to see in that red, but you're right, absolutely right. But Antrim 3 points to 1 to the good, and generally a good start for them, John.
Well, it's against the Breeze, and the most important factor is that the whole half forward line now scored a point apiece, and only just 5-6 minutes in. In fact, 4 minutes into the 5th minute. But the warning signs is there. That's 2 inside balls to an inside forward line, and there was 2. First one before that was the 3 overlap, and that was good over. Maeve was just unlucky there.
Now this is Nicole McAtamney, and she puts it quickly and directly in there. The goalkeeper has come out, Niamh Gribben, but needs a bit of help, and they have got a bit of help, and they got it away. But Derry making a little bit of a hames of some of the clearances here. They give one straight to Roisin a minute ago, and their passes have been going astray. Maybe early nerves?
Early nerves, but in saying that, when that Breeze behind you still should be going long your puck outs all the time, so make Antrim be more defensive.
Yeah. Now the sideline puck is a good one. It's a brilliant one, right across, difficult to defend, and straight into the hand. But it's a 65, is it?
Yes, or even 45, Jerome.
45, sorry, yeah. I'm used to
Too much football.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, it's the hurling.
It was the hurling, yes, exactly.
Fitzgibbon Cup they were doing earlier in the year.
It's a good diagonal ball across the 30-yard line. Castlemar picked it up, just blocking the strike going in, so I'll be rushing here. It's no gimme all the same, it was against the Breeze, but it's more or less dead centre in front of the goals.
Yeah, you'd put your money on Roisin McCormick here. Strikes it nicely. Is it on target? It's not. Very unlucky. Comes off the post, yeah. Very, very close, obviously. Comes all the way out now. Emer Johnson is there. Puts it back in, and that's going to go to the right, and it's just going to tail off over the line. But you would imagine this puck out here just has to go as long as he can. Use that wind as much as you can, Derry, and get it up the field as much as you can.
Yes, you must be putting pressure. Now, they went short here, Antrim half forwards, maybe just slowed it up out there again.
Well, it was a good tactic because she was in a bit of space, and they've got it now into the full forward area, and a chance here. and it's a wide.
It was great defending by Derby Dobbins. It was on the real danger player Jackie Donnelly. It was a great take by Jackie Donnelly, the Derry inside forward, bouncing on her hand, turned to her left shoulder.
Taken again in midfield rather easily for Antrim by Nicole McAtamney, and taken brilliantly by Roisin McCormick. Direct, quick ball in again from Antrim. And they are looking, and they are getting their players on the ball rather easily. Maeve Kelly with this effort, and that's going to go to the left and wide. But yeah, Antrim very easily getting up the pitch there, and Derry had got down and they'd got a chance, but Antrim getting out easily.
Well, the thing is, Derry need to be going longer, quicker now. The thing is, as I say, if Antrim's playing with the breeze and creating that space to the inside forward line, all the balls in the channel to the inside forward line, Antrim, and doing well.
Well, they went long with that one, and it spilled down around the middle of the field, and on the break down in front of us, just shielded kind of by the dugout, but it looked like being a chance for Derry, but it's going to be an Antrim ball. To be honest, I can't actually see what's happening down there. I am standing on a box here, but there's people in front of me and a dugout as well, but I can't see. It's Antrim's, and they go short, and they go to Shanna Haggerty, and she plays it nicely into McAtamney again, and she goes for her score. Is it gonna, it is going. Oh, and if spilled, though, it might end up in the net. It looks like it is, and indeed the green flag goes up, and that's a bit of a disaster for Derry in there. A mess at the back, and Antrim have been gifted a goal, if I'm being honest, John.
Well, gifted, surely, and it wasn't really the sun. The keeper just came that wee bit too short. The full back probably should have held out the full forward more, but it's a great start for Antrim, and that's against the breeze. It's 1-3 to a point for Antrim.
Absolutely, 5-point lead already. They did have a chance of a goal a few minutes ago. Now they have their goal, and it was McAtamney put it in there. I don't know if she was going for her own score, but just putting it in there, and it caused havoc. And as I said earlier, the Derry defence, they've just been a bit edgy in there, and that's another sign of it.
They're wary of the Antrim full forward line, because that line has been doing unbelievable damage and the space in front of them. So even with the breeze, Derry is maybe going to have a look at a point in this second quarter of the first half, and they're opening a player back, and that's with the breeze.
Now they play direct into that full forward area, but it's well defended for Antrim in there, and it's super play, and it's this girl here who got that, the number 4, Kiva McNaughton from Cushendall, and trying to clear her lines, but it looks like it's going to be a free in now. I'm looking at the flags over there, and they really are fluttering quite violently now, so there is a really significant breeze out there, and Derry have been trying to use it, but not to as much advantage as they maybe should. After 9 minutes, they are trailing. They've only scored 1 point, and it from a free, so they haven't scored from play. They have another chance here with Orla Hull to get her second free, and she should just pop that over. Has it gone to the left though, has it? No, it's gone over the bar. That's a second point for them, but from play, you saw the last ball going in there. It wasn't one in there either. They need to be winning more ball. Let's look at the puck out here again though, from Katrina Graham. Go on, John.
Pulling their half forward line out to their own 45. Royson's been run for this ball. She's got this ball. Great touch on her stick. That was probably a free. She's going to go back up into her half. Emer John's here now. The ball's open ground in front of Nicole McAtamney. She can throw this ball, but she has done. Ball's played onto Maeve Kelly. It's a one-on-one. She's turned the back, inside back now. Antrim gets support player to her. There's 4 defenders. There's a lot of work here to do. Ball goes across the front of the goals. Cassie needs to get in front of the goalkeeper. Forced to strike the ball on the hook.
Yeah, they just need a bit of confidence there, don't they, Derry? They just need to settle a little bit, and they've got it out to Niamh Quinn now. But again, Antrim have 3 players around there, and they get it to McCormick, and they're enjoying themselves out there. They're just popping the ball around. And how many times has Nicole been able to just go for her own ball or get her own score or put it in there? And that's what she's doing. It's almost like they've 2 extra players out there.
Yes, and Royson's playing very deep. Royson's playing more as a deep line midfielder at times here, and she put the ball off to Nicole. Good enough strike, but still a wide. Yet no pressure on the strike from the Derry half back line.
Yeah, and even from the puck outs, Russian got that last one rather easily. The Derry press just isn't as tight as it needs to be. Now they're scrapping and trying to get a ball here, but they're just not getting fluidity into their play. But now they've got Sinead McGill, who's broken clear from that melee, and she's been chased down by 3 Saffrons, but gets away, and that's a good ball actually out to Amy Lennon. And can they get their first score from play? And there's a bit of relief for them at last, and it's taken 10 minutes 43 seconds, but it was a good score.
It was a good score, yes, and it was well worked. It was. Anya McGill done well, won her ball here right out in the diagonal, put it across, high enough ball, full forward, a lot of work to do, but she did well. On the back still well to close the space to force her onto the back straight for a point, or come on in for the goal.
Well, now they have an Antrim puck out. That hasn't happened too often, but it's played in there, and it's going to be defended by Claire McKillop. She does well, and might get hooked there as she's coming out, but let's see what happens. Can Derry turn that one over? I think they have, you know, and this is exactly what Derry need to be doing. They've sort of woken up almost, Sean, after about 10 minutes, and they're starting to play the way they needed to play from the start. To be fair, I mean, it was Antrim who were stopping them because they were playing so well at the start, and that's why they have a lead of 3 points in this game, and they win another one. I think it's Niamh Quinn, and she instantly just drills it in there, but there's no one on the edge of the square, so the goalkeeper Katrina Graham just fields that one and puts it out to our side here. Who's going to win this one? Nicole McAtamney yet again. How many times she get on the ball, and she doesn't hang around, she just delivers it and puts it in there. And the run was from Katie Malloy. Well, those two actually share a car. They don't go down in the bus to away games, they share a car, and they maybe have a bit of a connection from that, and that was a connection between the two of them there. And cleared now for Derry. That's what they need to do, get it down. But you see, it's Antrim who have a +1 in there, isn't it? They have an extra player in there, and it spills all the way through, and Antrim winning that rather easily. That's the kind of ball that Derry need to be winning. They might win it at the second time of asking. A lot of pressure on the ball there, right down on the line, and eventually Derry do come away. It's Rebecca Bradley, and now the referee, and he said that's a throw.
I asked in front of Rebecca, you know, she's the black foot there, and well, it was a 50-50 decision, but Philip, Rebecca from New Brights, unfortunately, threw the ball. The referee's opinion now, Russian. You can see the space in front of them, full forward line, how once they won the ball, they're straight inside now. I know Derry's still well in the match, only one score in it, but the point is that you will get opened up sometime. That will pay dividends for Antrim.
But here's a chance for Derry, delivering it really, really quickly down to their full forward. But look how easy it is for the Antrim fullbacks. Two of them there getting out in front. Now this is better from Derry to challenge and really get in and about them, and there's actually a goal chance here they could really do with this, and the referee has signalled, and that's going to be a free in, if not a bit more, John.
Well, a free in, it's not a penalty now. There may be a tick in here. It's a 50-50 ball. The full forward Amy Lennon of Blackheath did very, very well. That's the last two balls that she's won. Antrim defence was doing well previous to that, but I thought there's too much height maybe in that ball going in there that time. She had much work to do, but no, this is a good 5-minute spell for Derry. That's minute time. We're still in the first quarter.
Absolutely. 1-3 to 3. It was 5 points in it, this to bring it back to 2. But it was, for me, it was the way that they fought for that ball. Even though they weren't out in front, they then got in and won it. So that's much, much better from Derry. That's 3 points in a row from them, and they are giving them a bit of a game. But this is a problem for me here, that Antrim, they need, well, they're not Antrim, Derry, they need to stop this getting out far too easily. And this one's gone long. She's gone to that side. They have a lot of joy over this side, but this time Derry getting out in front, that is much, much better. And instantly they drive it in, but again, the Derry player second to that one. And it comes out around the middle again, and right over on the far side there under the flags, and that's going to be an Antrim ball, John.
That was the type of ball then side forward in lights, you know, comes down about 3 to 4 metres high. It's hitting the ground in front of you. It puts it back under immense pressure because they can't attack the ball in the air. Derry settled well. Their half forward line's playing very well. Won a ruck ball, won the last 3 or 4 ruck balls there, got them into the inside forward line. But it's the space behind, Jerome, as you can see yourself, you know, you'll only get lucky so many times.
Exactly. Now that one spills all the way through a few players. Who's going to come away with this one? It's anybody's. And eventually the Derry defence, is that the number 8? Again, I'm having difficulty seeing those numbers. Was it number 8 possibly? It was Anya McGill. It was Anya. It was indeed, got it away, but it's going to come right back at them. This is McCormick, and that's a great effort. Drilled straight over the bar. That's what Roisin does.
Does it so well. Good strike of the ball. Rarely blocked or hooked. She's well out on the touchline here, more or less. That was a strike of probably 60 metres. So it was well over the bar.
Yeah, we were right behind that one and got to see that in all its glory. Really good score, and that's Antrim's first in a while. Takes it out again to a 3-point game, and they've won it again from the puck out as well. But under pressure over there, Aaron Calder has help, but blocked down brilliantly. That's much, much better from Derry. Now they're really getting into their stride. Rachel McAllister, the captain, trying to lead the way there, but Lucia McNaughton eventually gets it away, and now they pop it into that full forward area. But again, the Derry defenders getting out well and giving Antrim their real fill of it now, but that is going to go all the way through, and it's going to be still in, and that is beautifully taken. And here's a chance for Derry now to get another score from play. That's going to be a tight angle. That's going to go wide, but much, much better, John.
Much better, yes. And Derry seems to be using the right hand inside forward line, roaring into the left. All balls going to the right hand side. So, Jackie Donnelly's playing very well in the first touch. Orla Hull too scored the 3 frees, but the inside forward line's dangerous enough. They get ball to them, they will create problems for the Antrim defence.
Now that one's spilling down along the sideline and blocked down. It's going to be a Derry ball. It was Shanna Haggerty under pressure there, and Derry just getting a lot closer on those sort of challenges and really getting stuck in more than they did at the start of the game. But it means that they're 3 points behind, playing with the breeze, so they've given themselves a bit of a job to do. And sometimes, as we were talking before the game, it's a psychological thing. It's in the mind, and you're thinking, oh, we're playing with the breeze, we should be ahead, just concentrate on getting the next score. Now this girl has been playing really well the last 5 or 6 minutes, but that one easily blocked down from Jackie Donnelly's effort, and it's got a little bit scrappy in there, but Antrim holding out, trying to see what's going to develop here. Oh, and hold on, the Derry player's got away with that, has she? She has. McCormick's back there, and I see Haggerty over there as well. Yeah, McCormick going in for the challenge now, but can Derry get a little bit of room here to get an effort away? They can't. It's well defended for Antrim, and indeed that's Erin Coulter there, but the decision is another free in. I don't know why there's been so many frees for Derry almost in that little pocket.
Well, Philip blew Amy up for throwing the ball, but she was fouled before that, you know, and it's very, I'm not very not a free out now. It was great hassle, great supporting back play by their defenders. Derry was very lateral there, you know, but Derry showing more. Their inside 4 lines starting to show for more ball, they're getting more ball, but Antrim defenders are crowding over the ball, over the player, are still playing fairly well here.
Absolutely, and there's another score, brings it back to a 2-point game then. 18 minutes has flown in this first half. It's absolutely flown. It's been a good game, and it's been interesting, and it's been played at a good pace as well.
The noticeable factor, Derry scored 4 points from frees, but they're still one of them frees. It means your forwards are contesting the ball well.
Exactly. Now this puck out has come high over to our side here, and it's dropping down, and it's well read by Shanna Haggerty. She ran, she's given a brilliant ball into Cassie MacArthur as well, and she might go for her own score. She does, and that looks good to me. Or has it just gone to the left? It's just gone to the left.
That's Antrim's fourth wide of the game. Probably can carry the ball a little more into the breeze, make sure you're striking probably at 30-35 yards.
It's a little bit harsh on the daughter there now. Come on.
I want a bit harsh, Jerome. Go Fox.
Now, who's this going to be won by? Right in the middle, it's spilled, and there's an Antrim player on the ground.
Great pick up with Royce McCormick.
Yeah, she came in there and tidied things up, and the Antrim player down, I think, is Lucia McNaughton, but she's getting to her feet now, and this ball, rather than trying to go for their own score, they put it in there looking for Cassie MacArthur, and it's defended, and it's a free out. And a lot of the frees, in my imagination, are a lot of them going for Derry.
Yes, well, Philip's probably 40-50 yards away from the play there. You know, I didn't see a push, but the 3 yards, Philip's still the referee, so it was decided in sacrosanct. Derry, well, they've settled well in the second quarter here, so they are. They brought it back into a 2-point game. Antrim a good first quarter, and now the backs are still on a little bit of pressure, so Aoife Castle will probably go long, and that's long and deep.
Or she has, down to the left corner. She's looking down to that corner to try and find Orla Hull, who's been good from the frees, but she's second to that ball, is she? We're trying to look at it. I can see it in my monitor here. There's people in front of us, so I'll look at the monitor. A real scrap for the ball in there. And where is it going to emerge? Who's going to get it out? The referee just letting it go and seeing what emerges, and at Antrim do emerge with it, and Nicole McAtamney getting through a mountain of work in the middle of the field. That's why they brought her back. What value she has to this team, talent and commitment. She's been managed well, and they're delighted she's back in. The mother of 2, Joe 6 and Dan 1, and I'm sure they're at the game here with Declan. It's Antrim emerging again with McCormick, and she just adjusted beautifully and put a lovely crossfield ball there to Katie Malloy. That's great vision from her to get the ball, and now Antrim have players over. They've got Erin Coulter there if required. She's going on herself and then gives it into Cassie MacArthur. Cassie tried to score a minute ago and drives that one. I thought the way she was shaping up there, she was going for goal, or maybe she was just going for that crossbar area and thinking, well, I'll take a point, but if I get a goal, all the better.
That was a good goal opportunity. It was, Jerome. If you notice the Derry full back, Rush and Cassie from Blatty filled out behind Kate Malloy out to 60 yards, and that exposed their full back line.
And is that why Antrim are putting it in there so quickly every time?
Exactly. But they will get, that's the 3-4 goal opportunities. The lower probabilities that some of them will come off, Jerome. But you can see if a cast is dropped that wee bit deeper now at times for Derry. But Nicole McAtamney has been hurling fantastic well in the middle of the field. Also, Royston's been playing unbelievably well as well.
And she again just delivers that as soon as she gets it, and Cassie MacArthur has it and
Ball
pops
to
a lovely
Royston.
ball to Roisin McCormick, and Derry need to tighten that one up. They don't want her in space because she doesn't need space, but that's been well defended actually. Is that Cassidy back there? It is, and she's going to get the decision as well, and that was Aoife Cassidy against Roisin McCormick, and that was a really interesting matchup between those two.
Yes, Aoife, unfortunately, first touch was good, second touch wasn't good for Royce, the ball was good, but just shows all Aoife Cassidy's experience as a defender.
Yeah, what a player she is, and she's back from injury. I mean, she didn't start the last day. This is her first start from coming back, but what a player to have.
And probably this is the Antrim's been coughing up 6 frees against ones. They have been. I'm not saying they're frees or frees. They're given for a certain reason, but there's a good overlap there. So but as you can see, Antrim are just playing that wee bit differently. They move the ball. Can trust the midfield here. Nicole's good long striker. Royston's between every box. She's playing it unbelievably well. Their scores may become that little bit easier than what Derry's are at times. Derry's have got 4 frees and they've had to work hard for their score direct from play.
They just seem to be to be more fluent, and they're finding their players, and they always seem to have an extra player over, whereas Derry they're second to a lot of the balls, and when they're getting their scores it's like they've 2 players hanging on them when they're trying to get away. But
Derry is a big strong physical team. If you look across the field there, Jerome, they're built in power, and they've 3 or 4 left-handers who are hard to defend against. A right-handed player, you have to think differently.
Well, maybe second half playing against the wind might actually suit them.
That's what I believe so, Jerome.
Now that ball played down into the left corner, and for once it is a Derry player getting out in front, and they get it out to Sinead McGill. That's beautifully played in, and a chance now. That's fabulous. Fabulous, Camogie.
The outside 4 lane again, Jerome. That's Jackie Donnelly, a good score, but the worker here is Orla Hull. Not only she's hitting her frees, she scored 4 frees, but she's won on ball. She's coming across the diagonal and laying it off.
That's exactly what they need. That's much better, and that'll give them confidence too. But again, it is a 2-point game. That seems to have been the margin for most of the half. Derry can't quite close that. Let's see if they can at the end of the half here. They need to. This is Anna McDade. That's brilliant from her, and off she goes. Can she get a score here to bring it back to a 1-point game? She goes for it. Is it going to reach? It does. That's a beautiful score from Ballina Anna McDade for Derry brings it back to a 1-point game, and this is getting really interesting, and that was real leadership shown there with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Yes, good point for the left half back. Drove onto the ball, carry it through, well beyond her comfort zone, but fair enough, she had a free one, but she's good enough to strike the ball at 45 yards and put it off the bar.
Well, maybe if you compare that to one from Cassie a few minutes ago, you're playing into the breeze. It's maybe a bit easier with the breeze, so that was an advantage there for Derry. The important thing is it's back to a 1-point game, and that is Rebecca Bradley, number 7, going to it, but wasn't able to get it to hand, so it's spilled, and now it's anybody's. Look at that battle for possession. She's gone in again, Bradley, but it's popped out, and of course it's McAtamney, and again she just spun there and just put it out of the wing, because she knows that the likes of Katie Malloy will go out to it, but it's gone over the line. The line has won that one, and it's gone over, so it's going to be a Derry ball. This is a good spell for Derry, but with 5 minutes to go to half time, a point down, they really need to push on in the last 5 minutes here and try and at least get into the lead going in at half time. The breeze has really picked up, it's got stronger, they need to use it, and they've got that one in behind. There's a chance here. Can they get an equaliser here? Derry, they've been behind for the entire game since the first minute. I think it was 43 seconds in or something like that. Can they get an equaliser here? They're really battling for this one. They've put that in dangerously there, and it needs to be defended, and it is by Claire McKillop, but it's going to go out and it's going to be a wide. But they are pushing, they're knocking on the door.
No, I thought it was a 45, but that's neither here or there. Yes, it's good that second quarter from Derry. Starting to press the play, more aggressive in their tackle and more aggressive in their ruck ball. Seem to want to be a bit more ruck ball at times because there may be bigger, stronger physical players on that there. But in saying that, Derry will be happy with their first half performance. Antrim will be very happy as well. The breeze will not win you a match, but it'll go a long way to help you to win a match.
Are you thinking that maybe Derry or observers might have been a little bit worried with the start of the game that Antrim were going to pull away, and Derry have brought it right back? Is that the way that the first half you would read?
Yes, without a doubt, and Antrim's had a 5-point lead at a time. Bear in mind that was a strong breeze, and that was a massive first 5-10 minutes by Antrim. Derry's well at that storm well.
Yeah, exactly, because at that point, I mean, it could have gone either way, but they've really stuck to it, and they have had one sort of half chance of a goal, but apart from that, they've had to really stick at it and win frees and get a few scores from here and there, but they've really shown up well since then. For them, it's a bit of a pity that they just didn't start a little bit earlier, but at least they're in the game now, and Cassidy has it, and she is sort of doing what Nicole McAtamney is doing at the other end. She spreads it out there, and the referee has said play on, and he's given advantage here, and this could go over now, and if it doesn't, it'll come back. It has gone right and it's gone wide, but the referee is going to bring it back. He said there was a foul there, and this is still a chance, a second chance for Derry to get an equaliser.
Yes, Orla Hull at right corner forward and Jackie Dunn at left corner forward are creating immense problems for the two inside cornerbacks of Antrim. You know, you must play them on the right shoulder. A couple of cornerbacks have been caught in the wrong shoulder twice. That's their go-to two players. As for Derry, that's man in time. Their inside forward lines know the scoring bar frees and the frees as well. Orla Hull at number 15 is playing very, very well. The Blackie girl and she's young too. She's only maybe inside a year, a couple of years. Doesn't her hitting that's free. A free that she won herself.
Yeah, but she's been playing well from general play as well. Maybe the frees help you get a bit of confidence going, but you can see the way. I mean, she was second best to get to that ball, and she still managed to get her free. She's tormenting her defender in there at times, and she might now have the equaliser on exactly 27 minutes. They were 5 down, and now Derry are level. They are really making a very interesting game of this. And that's what we hoped and expected, but now it has materialised. So 3 minutes to half time, and the Antrim goalkeeper Katrina Graham gets good distance on it. Cassidy goes for it, but it's Roisin McCormick, of course, who gets it to hand there and spreads the play as well. Derry have got level, but it looks like Antrim are on the attack here and looking forward to get the lead again, and they do, and it's just put over the green spot, not a black spot, just about, and I think it was Erin Coulter.
Yes, Erin corner back, or left half back. Her trademark run, she plays Gaelic football, she's a great football player, but she's unbelievable pace and fitness. Has a good score, excellent score, to travel far up the field and trust herself on it.
Erin Coulter's dad Martin, former down hurler in Glenravel now, and that's why Erin is playing for Antrim, and a very good score by her coming forward there, and it has put Antrim into the lead again. 9-8, 1 point in it, coming up to half time, and the breeze playing havoc with our facilities here as well. Our monitor just about hanging on, just about surviving the first half, and as I said at the start, you wouldn't think it in a day like this that you'd have trouble with the breeze, but it is very strong. That's a good crossfield ball by Aoife Cassidy, inviting her forward to come on it, and Hull does, and Hull's had a great first half, and she levels it. She could have had a free there, would have had a free, didn't need it, and she's been probably their best player in the first half.
She scored 6 points, she scored 2 from play and 4 from frees. The inside forward line, the two corner forwards, is creating unbelievable danger for that on corner backs. And bear in mind, this half is nearly by, and Antrim played straight 15 the whole game.
Look at the room here, though. Look at the room for Lucia McNaughton. That's been happening all half as well from the puckouts. And Derry do manage to repel it, though, on this occasion. They were really in trouble early on from that, but now they've really got to grips with it. And Cassidy looks and drills, and there's that trajectory that you were talking about, John, giving it into Hull at a level where she can get it not too high.
Yes, and that's Aoife Cassidy. The last 2-3 balls, she's delivered them that way, 2 metres high, bouncing in front. But as you see yourself, the Derry inside forward line seems to have a couple of yards extra pace in their corner on the full back line.
So 1-6 plays 9, intriguingly set up for what I think is going to be a great second half, and don't take it just with the breeze that Antrim are going to run away with it at all. As we were saying, the Derry team might actually be set up for sticking in the second half and digging it out. They are still in a good position in this game, and they might take the lead before half time. They might even get a goal here because they've got a player in behind, and there's a chance here. Somehow blocked down from, I think it was Orla Hull going for it again, and Antrim survived just before half time. At least they survived that. They mightn't survive the next one. No, they're going to get a free out. Ooh, who saved them there? Let's have a look at the replay. I'm not sure who it was. Was it Katrina? It was 2 or 3 went for it. I wasn't sure.
Off her line, like light and fast, great blow. There's 2 or 3 in front of them. But the point was that Antrim left 2 backs against 2 forwards, and you leave that scenario, you will get caught.
Katrina's so good at that. She did that against Down, did it against Clare. She makes herself big. Exactly. She comes off her line and makes herself big, and that was a perfect example of her again, and she came to the rescue.
A very, very important time of the match. We're on to the last 1.5 minutes here. Great save. I know there are 2 backs behind her, but Katrina did the right thing, as she always does. She's good at reading the real dangers and coming out and nullifying that.
And you know, the way the half has gone with Antrim having that 5-point lead, a 3-point lead for Derry would have been an amazing turnaround, but it hasn't happened. But Derry don't want the half-time whistle to come here because they have been playing really well and they want to keep that going, and they've got it. No, she was looking for a free, but it's gone the other way. It's an Antrim free, so they have a chance to take the lead. But yeah, this game has really got into its stride now. It's really an enjoyable game to watch, and we don't want the half-time whistle to come either. But we are in added time now at the end of the first half, and Philip McDonald from Cavan is the referee, the man in charge, so I'm sure he'll blow it up in the next minute or two. I don't think there's been many delays, but can Derry get it up the field? Nope, there is a half-time whistle and it's level, exactly as we were at the start. But a really intriguing, interesting first half here in Dunloy in the Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final. John MacArthur, is the score reflective of the game? Is it a fair scoreline at half-time, do you think?
Yes, without a doubt, because Antrim had a fantastic first half against the breeze. It took probably Derry at least 10-12 minutes to settle onto the match. They got 2-3 frees, but as the second quarter wore on, their inside forward line was getting onto more ball. They're showing all day long for that ball. They won their frees, they got their scores, and there's no other scores for Derry other than inside forward line. But Orla Hall's been playing at number 15, the Blackie, was playing unbelievably well. And as you can see yourself, that'll probably not change for Derry in the second half. They'll play against the breeze. They'll probably wear it out with 15 to see how it goes, and then they're naturally more inclined to drop that sweeper. But bear in mind, once you drop that sweeper, your opponents have an extra player in their back line, so they're an extra player to go on the ball.
Yeah,
None of this match will come from taking the scores from 45, 50 yards. If Antrim strikers and half line is well on target, you can put up over 5-6 points inside a 5-6 minute spell.
So you don't think they'll be playing it direct in all the time to the full forward line that they did in the first half? You think you should take their scores from distance?
You should take it because they're good strikers of the ball in the half forward line, especially Roshan. Nicole McTominay is a good striker of the ball. Amy Lee ball off. Lucia McNaughton. Just to get the scoreboard ticking over in the first 5-10 minutes of the second half. But Derry will be very wary. They will naturally drop deeper this time, defend deeper this time of that inside forward line because they got lucky in the first half. You know, and in that scenario, you'll run out of luck sometime.
Okay, we have a beautiful day here in Dunloy. Never mind me talking about the breeze. Apart from that, it's a lovely day and everyone is going up and down in front of us here and getting ice creams and coffee and enjoying their day in the sun. And they've set up for the mini games at half time. And the subs are out there as well. The mini games are about to start. I'm going to just give their names here. They're in the match programme, but for anyone listening, I'll give them now, and then we'll take a break and come back for the start of the second half. But there it says half-time mini games in the programme. Antrim players: Cyrla MacDonald, Joy Kennard, Emily McCulloch, Anna Carabine, Lucia Jackson, Emer Duffy, Ava Short, Niamh Close, Cyrla Stewart, Bridget Stitt, Isla Marie McKay, Ava Gribben, Sophia Martin, Cara Graham, Maisie Mullen, Mary Ella Mullen, Kona Totten, Maeve Henry, Anna Hilditch and Kitty O'Connor. And you see them all going out there now and loving being out on the pitch where they've been watching their heroes and role models play in the first half. And the Antrim players, as we said from the start, or maybe before the start was what we were talking about, there were some from Rossa out there as well. We see the Blues, and good to see them involved here as well. So they will enjoy their half-time games. We will enjoy having a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back, well, probably in 6 or 7 minutes time. Welcome back to Dunloy for the second half of the Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final. After this, the All-Ireland Series. In 2 weeks' time, Derry play Kilkenny. 3 weeks' time, Antrim play Offaly. And looking a bit further ahead, the All-Ireland Finals, Croke Park, the 11th of August. Another interesting thing I have to tell you, now that we're waiting for the teams to come out, and I see Derry coming out just now. Looking back, last week, in the under-16s, Derry beat Antrim by 18 points. Interesting result there. What else can I tell you? Let's mention the sponsors as well. For Derry, Specialist Group and ASM Chartered Accountants. And for Antrim, Cray, of course, as in Cray Concrete, and Premier Electrics. And what else can I tell you? We're on Ulster Camogie Facebook and Ulster Camogie YouTube, and we're all set up now for the second half. And at the end of the game, I'm delighted to say we will be staying on for the presentation of the Player of the Match award, and of course the presentation of the cup, which will be made by the Ulster chairperson Karen McCormick. But will it be to Rachel McAllister from Ballinasgreen, the captain of Derry, or will it be to Amy Boyle from Lockgale, the number 8 for Antrim, their captain, their new captain this year? So nearly ready for the start. Antrim players just making their way to their positions. John, do you see any new faces out there for the second half? He's going to throw it in here, and the players haven't quite got to their positions. Now he's going to hold. Any changes quickly?
No, don't see any change in personnel, none whatsoever. No.
Okay. Tactically might be a little bit different. Antrim with the breeze in the second half. Let's see how this goes. The number 7 in there, by the way, Rebecca Bradley for Derry. And she has won that ball, but won away by Amy Boyle. And Roisin McCormick has latched onto this one and might, well, I thought she might go for her own score there, but she didn't. Popped it off instead, and that has gone wide. Early chance there for Antrim, 15 seconds in to have taken the lead, but they haven't taken that opportunity, and I think it was Katie Malloy who just missed the target. The puck out has gone over to the flags side, if you like, and a battle there scooped on very nicely, and a little bit of room here now for Derry. Maybe they'll take the lead at the start of the second half. A good run and support coming in as well if required, but going away from goal rather than, oh, and she's lost track of the ball, but it's well picked up by Eva McElhinney from Dungiven, and there is a chance here now for Rachel McAllister, the captain, and she's gone past one, she's gone past two, but she's lost the ball. But still, Derry might get something out of this. They are certainly trying and making a lot of this, but eventually getting it through. It's all very scrappy and eventually finds its way through to Katrina Graham, who comes out and deals with it very efficiently. Out to the far side looking for Amy Boyle, her captain, and she speeds away with the ball, and lots of green grass in front of her, and she uses it and puts it down into the corner looking for either Katie Malloy or Maeve Kelly or both of them, and it spills, and it looks like a Derry decision, is it? Linesperson maybe not too certain.
Seems Antrim.
It's an Antrim ball, is it? Yeah, Roisin's gone over to take it, yeah. So we've gone a minute or two in the sunshine here, and big crowd at the game, everyone enjoying the game, and lovely to see young and old here. Roisin is going to strike this one quite low and nearly hits the referee. In fact, the referee has blown. Did it hit him maybe, John? And maybe he has to take it again.
Oh, he's going 2 players.
Oh, he's okay, yeah. And it goes. I think that's Maeve Kelly battling in there for it. Early stages of the second half, so no real pattern, but both teams have had attacks at least. But Antrim have it from distance. Now, you were saying, John, that they need to take their chances from distance, and Lucia McNaughton has done exactly what you were saying, and just before we went off at half time. Yeah,
it's just the usual Lockgale 1-2. Roisin one possession, carried 5-10 yards, hand pass off, but Lucia done very well. She dropped her shoulder, then went again, then struck off her left hand side. Good score.
And as you were saying, they need to take those scores
yes,
from that sort of range. Don't need to work it in, just take the scores and let the breeze carry it. This is Emer Johnston, got a nice score in the first half. So a 1 point lead now, 17-9, but Derry looking to get an equaliser, and it's put up there, and it's 2-3 against 3 in there, and it's beautifully taken as well, and a great turn, and they might have a chance here. Oh, great recovery. Oh, what was it, a great recovery? She's furious, it's a free in. What do you make?
50-50. That was a good enough tackle. I thought so as well. But Amy Lynn at full forward took the ball well, bounced under her hand, dropped her shoulder, turned the full back. And once the full back is turned, once you're facing your own goal, you're in trouble. But there's great pace coming across by Erin at left half back to cover that. But unfortunately, just give it as a free knife.
And this will surely be an equaliser indeed. And it is. And yeah, Erin Coulter there it was who got back, and as I say, she wasn't happy with that decision at all.
But Orla Hull has been, don't get me wrong, it's been excellent for Derry in frees after 5th score from frees in the match, 7 points. It's been very, very good.
Beautifully taken by McCormick. And puts a diagonal crossfield ball, and it's beautifully taken as well for Derry though, and that is Eva McElhinney going for a butt. It's Coulter for Antrim, putting it down into the corner and giving it towards Katie Malloy to chase. And who's going to come out in this exchange? It's going to be an Antrim ball again. So no subs just yet. 5 minutes or so into the second half, 4 or 5 minutes in. And the breeze very much with Antrim, but the scores on the board are level. And Derry sticking at it, but this is Lucia McNaughton again, got the first score for her team in the second half, but having to dig in to try and get the slither up, and it spills again, as I say, a little bit scrappy, and the ball passed out to this side to Cassidy. And I think that's Anya McGill, the vice captain, trying to clear a line, sends it across field though, and this could be picked up by Cassie MacArthur, and she could just dispatch it straight over the bar, and does, and punishes Derry there for that clearance.
Yes, there's a per pass across your back line. The most important thing, that ball's been channeled up our right hand side there, away for the centre of defence.
1 point lead then again for Antrim. And the goalkeeper Niamh Gribben from Lavey. What way is she going to go with this? And I'm just looking over to see it. And we are going to now have a change. 22 there for Antrim is
Yvonne Martin
going off.
Yvonne Martin from Cregan is replacing Emer Johnson, number 12, Dunloy.
Yeah, sorry, she's not going off. She's gone on, of course, and she's on for Emer Johnson. Okay, that's the switch. And the puck out has gone low. And looking to find Niamh Quinn. And does find her well, so that's an interesting tactic there from the goalkeeper to go low rather than long with the puck out into the breeze. Cassidy now battling for it, and battling really, really well, as you'd expect from her. That's great heart and determination from her. That's real leadership. That's a sort of little passage of play that can lift a team, but the ball just left behind and Antrim get away with it. Amy Boyle, their lovely stick work to get it out to Shanna Haggerty. Get the player on the run with the ball. Crossfield diagonal ball again, batted down, but Lucia McNaughton looking to pick up possession again, and she does. Feeds it off, looking for the sub who's just come in, but Derry defending resolutely in the second half and doing extremely well. 1 point down, it's 2-1 in the second half, and that's really well taken back there for Antrim. And it was the number 7 Haggerty again from McQuillan's Ballycastle who took that one, and here she is again. Good defensive work by her, getting it to McCormick, and then she seemed to change her mind or hesitate, or maybe it was a hook coming in, but she still tries to get it away and then is hooked, and eventually Amy Boyle puts it in there. They do get it into the full forward area, and the referee monitoring this one as Derry dig in again. They've started the second half really well in defence, but still Antrim come at them, and it's McAtamney trying to get in, but again Derry getting players around there and trying to frustrate Antrim, but still Antrim persist, and they have a player over here they can get it to her. It's McNaughton now, might just take her own score, but palms it inside as well, and the shot comes in, brilliantly defended again as Kelly tried to get the shot away and try to get a score. I find it really hard to see the numbers, those black numbers. I don't know who it was.
It was a good ball, carried the ball
No,
through.
I was trying to get the Derry defender.
Yes. Done a good bloke. Seen maybe she showed earlier when she had the open ground in front of the Bernard switch in the Antrim team. Katie Lynn has come in to full back, replacing Kiva McNaughton, who started at number 4 for Antrim. So Katie Lynn from the Lockheed Club will go to full back, sees the bona fide full back, and Claire McKellop will probably move out to pick Orla Hull at left half back.
And I see for Derry, number 17, Conla Kerr is in from Greenlock. I think she's in for Eva McElhinney. I think it was 12 who went off, but I might be wrong, to be honest. I don't know. McCormick drills it straight over the bar, and there is now a little bit more daylight between the teams. Antrim have their 2-point lead back. It's 1-9 to 10, 8 minutes into the second half. And yeah, is there another sub? There is another sub. 21 for Antrim, and that is Jenny McIntosh from Ballycastle, and she is coming on for Maeve Kelly.
So Ballycastle, Jenny McIntosh played by her a couple of years ago, and for her club mate Maeve Kelly. Unfortunately, it didn't just work for Maeve the day. There's not so much ball going in for it at times, but she's still a very dangerous player. Absolutely.
Well, she nearly got a score a moment ago, and now Antrim have it again, and they're beginning to look very dangerous. They are piling on the pressure, and Derry are resisting really well. But Antrim are coming at them in waves. They are relentless. So that's good defending, though. They've got in, and again, every time it seems like Derry have won it back, they don't.
Yes, free on.
And the chance here. This is going to the right and wide. Derry just hanging on a little bit at the minute.
Yes, probably is a free there. Jenny just probably snatched that. She's into the phrase. She has it her first touch for a sub. So, but the wide count's been low. Antrim only 4 wides in the first half, and Derry 2 wides in the first half. Considering the breeze that's in it, the same. Antrim's playing very well here at left half forward, or right half forward for Antrim. Scored 2 points. And that's good hook with the Derry defender there. But she's penetrating her runs, and it's an hour wide.
Yeah, she's made a good start to the second half. She's been very dangerous, Lucia, but you know, it's still only 2 points in. But Derry just aren't getting up the field. That's the problem for them, isn't it?
And they have danger on the inside forward line. Every time they're able to create danger, they're out in front, they're getting their 3 yards every time. But it's harder to work the ball against the breeze. You know, it's 3-4 movements rather than 2 movements with the breeze.
Well, here's one movement. This is better from them. If they can get it in now, there's an opportunity at least to have possession around the middle. That's gone in, but it's gone very high. Not an easy one for a forward to pick up, but they get it at the second time of asking. I think that's a sub who just come in.
Kerr, yes.
Yeah, she's done well there, but look, you're right how hard it is to try and get there, and that's blocked, but it's still gone into that danger area here for Antrim. Derry looking to get it, but they don't. Or do they? Well, it's McAtamney, of course, back there. But they're living a little bit dangerously there. Now they get it clear.
Katie Lundon full back to Dunbury go well there. It's on immense pressure.
That's spilled a little bit through, but still good work. McNaughton is there. And it's going to be a free. It was good work. No, I don't think so. It was good work by Aoife Cassidy. She dug in there. She knew what she was doing there and got her decision. Derry have done well the last minute or so with this, but they need to get scores, and they need maybe a lucky break, a little bit like Antrim's goal in the first half. She's just going to put it in there and hope for the best. Now, if this goes all the way through, they need to defend it well. And again, Derry just seem to be getting a little bit of wood here and there and stopping Antrim all over the field as much as they can. But Antrim just keep going, and Amy Boyle doesn't hang around and just delivers it. But she wasn't to know, maybe there was an overload of Derry players there and touched on the ground, and it's going to be an Antrim decision. And it just feels that Antrim are getting on top here, and Derry are just hanging in there and getting maybe a little bit frustrated.
Russian just had to slow it down here. The breeze in her back, you know, that's a 65, 70 yard free. You know, I could quite carry the breeze in her back, so she'll go direct. She'll aim straight for the post on this one.
Yeah, do you think she could put it over from there?
Yes, I do.
Carry, yeah.
Keeps the ball left a little bit far away.
So Russian McCormick from Lochgill. She puts it high, and of course she puts it over the bar. Here's me asking, could she? Of course she could. From halfway, and now we have 3 in it again. Remember, in the first half there was 5 in it. Antrim now stretching it out to 3, and they will use that breeze as much as they can. This is important possession, an important time in the game for Derry if they're going to stick in this. It's only 3, you could say, but the way the second half has gone, they've just scored the 1 point, and they haven't really threatened that much, and it's more likely that Antrim will pull away here, and they've got another decision.
The longer the match goes on, the more you defend, same as rugby. Jerome, you know, you're sucking up pressure, 18, 19 degree heat, you know, you're under contact the whole time, you start to tire in the last quarter.
Yeah, Derry just need to stick in it, don't they? They need to hang in there, but McCormick here might put it out to 4. Closer than the last one, but the angle different. And she's certainly got the distance. Very, very high and very, very accurate as well, as you would expect.
Yes, wide out in the right. That was a good 60 metre strike, so it's only 10 metres onto the touchline. Good score.
4 point lead then for Antrim. They are pushing it out, and Derry Need to get something here. Changes the direction of the puck out at the last minute, but Lucia McNaughton almost got it. And instead, McAtamney is there. And she comes in, but it's still a Derry ball. And it's Bradley, wearing 7, but playing in the middle of the field. They need somebody to stand up here. They need a little bit of magic, Derry. Need to get a score from somewhere. That's a good connection, but it's easily taken actually by McAtamney. Then she's blocked down. And it's a Derry decision again. Well, Derry are trying their level best to hang in there and to dig this one out and try and get something. They're making progress steadily. But where is it going to come from? As John says, they have a dangerous full forward line area. And that was a good sideline puck, but it went straight to McAtamney, who was sitting there like a +1. And Derry battling well to try and stop Antrim getting out, and they have got possession. That's good play, and it's Amy Lennon who gets it back to Aoife Cassidy, and she does brilliantly and turns inside as well, and that's brilliant play from her, and leaves it off to Rachel McAllister, but a little bit too intricate in there. But now Cassidy comes on it again. Well, I was asking who's going to stand up there. Those are the sort of players that will stand up, but it's cleared along the ground, just smashed out of there. Anywhere will do. That's an interesting ball, just put into space again. Who's going to get there first?
Brilliant play from Aaron Coulter, who had a 15-yard disadvantage on the Derry half-forward, and yet covered that ground to get a bloke on that ball.
Coulter's had a good game.
Yes, good, very athletic, reads the game well, but ultimately just play the ball, just move the ball quicker. Don't have to go short hands to the breeze in your back, just move the ball, get it going along.
So only the one goal in the game so far, and it was a little bit scrappy. So we haven't seen any real goal action so far. I wonder will we have that in the last quarter as we now enter the last quarter of the game. Orla Hull from Balahi coming over to take this one, and they could really do with this going over, but it's a big ask into the breeze. She's basically facing right into the breeze, so if she gets this over, this would be a monster effort. But certainly not beyond her either, but it might even drop in and around the house, and that could be interesting too. It is going to drop in and around, and Derry need to get something on this, but it's batted down and batted clear. Derry still might get something out of it. This is good play by them, and it's driven in for the keeper, and she deals with that very easily and immediately dispatches it out this side, but the ball is going to win. It's gone over the line, and it's Derry's ball again, and it's been a good 3 or 4 minutes for Derry, John.
It has been, yes, but when they get the breakthrough, they want to take the extra offload instead of just try and get a point, hanging the match at a one-score game, because if whoever gets this goal is going to be crucial. If Antrim gets goals, going to push on. Derry's back in the match.
Sent down the line. They'll try another angle to try and get through, and it's Kerr again, and she does well and pops it in there, and this could go anywhere, and it's well taken, yes. And there is the goal. We were wondering where it was going to come from. They have the goal now, and it's a super goal. I think it was Amy Lennon.
It was Amy Lennon, yes. Well worked it was. Antrim defence just caught a bit on the wrong side of the player that time, but this leaves a very, very interesting match now getting into the final quarter. Only a 1-point game.
Derry playing into the breeze. They were 4 points down. They needed something special. They've got it. Lennon has got it. 13 and a half minutes to go. It's game on here in Dunloy in the Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie final. That's made it interesting, John.
Without a doubt, and Amy had a lot of work to do when she got the ball. She had to turn her shoulder, drop her shoulder, and Katrina's not easily beaten from 10-15 yards, but it was a good goal.
Oh, a tough challenge there, and it's Niamh Quinn who's penalised on Lucia McNaughton, and that is Roisin McCormick territory. Could put it back to a 2-point game, but the game in danger of going away from Derry, but credit to them. They had 2 or 3 minutes, and as you said, they needed to get a score, and they worked it really, really well, and a great finish as well.
Their forward line's been excellent. The forward line actually know they're scoring. They scored 110, so it has.
Yeah, when they get it up to them and give them good possession, they do the rest. McCormick closer in than the last one in the middle, and she just doesn't miss those.
Excellent score.
112 plays 110, 17 and a half minutes gone. Antrim still very much in the driving seat, but only 2 points now, and as well as that, they know that Derry are carrying a goal threat. I was saying a minute ago we only had the one goal in the game, and it was a bit scrappy, but that was a super goal. But can Antrim get one at the other end? She's in behind here. Don't know how that happened, but Derry now coming back to try and close the door. She'll just take her point, And she does, and goes out to a 3-point game, and that's just what Antrim can do, and they've responded really well to the goal, and that was Cassie McCarthy.
Cassie took it well, both the player, both the dummy, run after, and yet there's still players on side, but the point is better ropes, and that's minute in time.
Yeah, sensible option to push it out to a 3-point game, 113 to 110. Beautifully taken in the middle of the field by Nicole McAtamney. And leaves it off, but it's actually going to be picked up by the Derry player coming back, and it's going to be cleared as well. They're going to get their free. So a 3-point game again, and we're nearly at the stage again where Derry need to get a score at the other end, but they did get that goal a few minutes ago, so they carry that threat. And this is Niamh Quinn.
Brilliant rub.
Again, that was brilliant, and it's a chance now for Antrim. They've turned defence into attack, if you like, and your defenders love to see, and your managers love to see your forwards tackling like that and putting Derry under pressure, and that's what they did. But having said that, Roisin Cassidy did brilliantly and has sent it out towards Rachel McAllister, but the referee is going to bring it right back, and it's going to be a free out for Derry.
Free again, yes. Derry half back line working very, very hard. Funny, I thought the same note was probably fouled in the second movement up there, but the free's gone to Derry enemies, it has.
Cassidy coming over to take this one. Well, they got a goal from their last free, or was it a sideline over this side, but their last attack. Good bit further out as Aoife measures this one, and she's going to send it right down the right hand side, and it's batted down, I think, by Coulter. There's bodies in front of us just in the crowd, so I'm not quite sure what's going on down there, but I do see number 5 again.
Snorsel anyway, as Jerome.
Yeah, and eventually it was Katie Malloy who got it out of there, and that's brilliantly played at the back. Is it the full back again?
Taz playing very well, Russian Bradley.
Yeah, she's had a good game.
Ruck ball, Derry's very quick into the ruck ball. Antrim needs to get more money, more players into the ruck. So it's a rugby scenario, the more players you get into the ruck, the probability as you won that ruck ball.
And you always see Cassidy in those as well.
Exactly.
Aoife Cassidy leading from the front, and Derry players getting the numbers in there, and that says something about their desire.
Oh no, they're fit, they're strong, they're physical. They're used to slack. There's only one slack Neil Girl starting today, and that's Aoife, and she's playing unbelievably well, leading with all that years of experience.
Yeah, she's using that experience, and Derry are hanging in there, and that's what it's about. 3 points down, we're into the last 10 minutes, and again, out in front, Cassidy. She's had a terrific game. She'll be in the running for player of the match as well. Now they get it up into the forwards. They're not worried about player of the match. They get it towards Hull, who's had a great game, but 2 players from Antrim converge on her, and they come away with it, and it's Coulter again, another contender. Oh, brilliant again, and it was from Sinead McGill that time, getting a fantastic hook. Well, we're seeing all the great skills, John, aren't we?
We are, yeah. You know, how to tackle is a skill at its own, and blocking is a skill at its own to get your timing correctly, but Antrim just needs to wear that little bit of phase. Derry's playing very, very well. I thought they'd probably tire down to the last quarter, but you know, we're only 9-10 minutes to go. It's still anybody's match. Derry gets a free, and they've been getting frees. You know, I'm not saying they're getting frees any easy, but they have been winning frees. That's mean you're turning the back line, you're running at defenders, and you're forcing them to commit. Absolutely.
We are into the last 10, and let's talk about contenders for player of the match, because I know it's not over yet, but lots of good performances all over the field. I know you've loved the performance by Orla Hull.
Without a doubt, she scored 3 points from plays, scored 6 from frees. Technically, she kept Derry in the match in the first half especially, showing all day long. Not getting too much ball now, but Orla's been unbelievably well. Shows the whole full forward line for Derry. Emma Lynn's played well, scored a goal and a point, Jackie Donnelly. But Aoife Cassidy, rolling back the years and all that experience. Niamh Quinn at 6 been playing. Roisin Cassidy at full back's been playing very well too for Antrim. The half back line's been playing well. The ball to the forward line, they can get it there, they can get the scores. Roisin's been exceptional. She scored note 6. Nicole McAtamney is playing well, drifting Amy Boyle, working unbelievably hard. Orla Hull for me has been excellent so far.
And that's just going to go, oh, it's batted across, and it might end up being dangerous for Antrim. And they slither almost there, poked towards goal, and still Derry have possession. They are really knocking on the door, and do they get anything out of it? They don't. It's a wide.
And unfortunately, at the corner forward that time, she had just doubled that ball. She went to pack, and really it's only 8 yards out. Them chances come and go, and they're so important.
The other player I would mention would be Lucia McNaughton, particularly in the second half.
Lucia's, yes, and she's been fortunate too, because a couple of times she didn't get the fouls. She scored 2 points. But there's a long way to go. They could have turned this match yet. There could be more goals in this match. There could be.
Absolutely, there could. And we'll take contenders from people watching as well. I'd love to hear who people watching think as well has played well in the game so far. If you want to leave a message or a name there just on the live chat on YouTube or on the Facebook, feel free to do that. And the player of the match will be selected. But let's get back to the important business, the more important business, and that's who's going to be Ulster champions, senior champions. McCormick picks it up and she looks to see where to go and puts a lovely ball in there, perfect for a forward to come out, and she takes it beautifully and puts it over the bar as well. Well, it was well finished by Cassie MacArthur, but it was all for me about the delivery from McCormick.
Good ball, good bounce right in front of Cass at a nice height, drop her shoulder, maybe overcarried that, but that's her 4th point of the game, so she's playing well. The inside forward line will get the scores low as the bowls can on.
Yeah, that's good corner forward play to score 4 from play and to take opportunities like that and to push it out to a 4-point game. So it's a 2-score game at least, and we're coming down the straight now into the last 5 or 6 minutes of the game, so that could be important. It just pushes Antrim a little bit further in front and makes it more difficult for Derry, who are sticking at it. They've shown great resilience here. But it's looking increasingly like now they're going to need a goal, because it's going to be very difficult to score 4 points just to level it, and that without reply as well, because look at Antrim, they're winning these sort of balls. It's very hard to score down to the right hand side. Amy Boyle delivers that one, gets it down into the forwards and puts it towards number 13 again, MacArthur, who scored 4 from play, and she's going for a 5th, and now that would be a screamer if she puts it over from there. It was ambitious, and it was good to be ambitious, but it's just gone to the left and it's gone wide. 4-point game it is with 6 minutes and added time to go. John, would you agree that Derry are going to need another goal?
Anything can happen here. They're starting to win the match. Antrim maybe just to be a bit more solidify their defence. That they just take and move the ball to their half-forward line and take them shots from 3. There are 3 points here. Won this match for Antrim. Derry probably needs a goal to still get back into the match.
Look at the flags. I mean, that's some breeze there now. It's so strong out there. We don't really feel it as much up here, but that is really, really strong. And in fact, just underneath the flags, McCormick line and no, it's not McCormick.
Rush and Aaron Coulter, but the last 2-3 balls, you've seen the space in front of the Derry full back line, so they could still get caught here. But they're still playing well. They're still well in the match. Their midfield, their half-forward line's working hard, but they need to get the ball in faster and sharper to the inside forward line. You'll not get away with running and then laying off. The ball has to go in. This ball, there's 2 against 2 inside there. That ball has to go in.
Well, Jackie Dunloy does do that. She must have been listening to you. That's exactly what Derry are doing. They try to get it in there. A point will do, but they'd love a wee goal here. But that's a great effort, and it's gone over the bar. And you know what? That sort of score from Sinead McGill says to Antrim, we're not going away yet.
Exactly.
Really good score, and that was your commentary was perfect, John, because that's exactly what they did. They did exactly what you were saying that they needed to do, and it might just give them a little bit of heart going into the last 5 minutes here to say, you know what, there's only a goal in this here. We can dig this out. We're right in this. We could snatch this, and it's like the 2 semi-finals, 2 really close games. Something could happen here right at the end, and it's Derry again winning it. They're winning so many exchanges. Now that's McAtamney trying to win it for her team, and eventually they do get it, and there's a lovely little break as well, and is there a score at the end of it for Janie McIntosh from Ballycastle, and there is, pushes it out to a 4-point game. That could be crucial.
That's all how they've done with the breeze. Inside 45-50 yards, you take it, run to the space, pop it over, keep the scoreboard ticking over. But it's interesting to note that's Derry's first score by any other player other than their full forward line. It took the 55th minute for that.
Yeah, well, maybe that says something, John, indeed, but it's Antrim who are getting the scores now. They got the last one, over carrying given against Katie Malloy.
It's a hard call, I'd say, but Phillips been on the money all day long. Just the support players probably should have come behind Katie there. She could have left the ball back rather than forward.
It gives Derry another little bit of a lift, but it is a 2-score game again.
We're under Hail Mary territory,
we are.
Go straight in front of the 6-yard box.
So it's Cassidy into the wind. I don't think she'll reach quite that far, but she will probably drive it down the right hand side as she did a minute ago. And again, the trajectory is important, makes it a little bit easier for the forward, but it's well defended. I think it was Claire McKillop getting in there, and it is an Antrim ball. Claire McKillop it is indeed, who did extremely well. Now on our clock there's 3 minutes to go, and I'm just looking at the clock on the ground, and yeah, it's got the same as well. So 3 minutes of normal time, a 4-point game for Antrim. So they're close. Now this ball needs to be won for Derry, but instead it's Katie Malloy doing extremely well.
That's all Katie had to do. That's a great catch.
Brilliantly taken back there as well.
Yeah, left-handed player.
Yeah, superb. And Cassidy.
Brilliant block by
what a block coming in from McIntosh as well. This is now hotting up. This is a great game now. Absolute work rate as well from both teams. They're really getting stuck in. It's fantastic entertainment. This is what we come for. We're down in the home straight now, and it's brilliant to watch.
That's a free hand.
Lucia McNaughton
just has to go long.
She has gone long. She's looking for MacArthur over on that right corner. Will she finish the job? Well, the ball has been poked over and it's going to come out for a 45. Yeah, it's just gone up a level in the last couple of minutes. There's only a couple of minutes left, but this could push it out to 5.
It's been very entertaining Ulster final. Jerome, Derry as well in the match. You know, they might never went away from any time. They got the goal, bring them back and again. But Antrim, their first half performance, especially against the Breeze, laid the foundations.
Yeah, probably even the first 10 when they
got
the
first
goal
quarter,
and they went 5 up.
scored 1-3.
Derry did really well to come back in it, but I don't think Derry have ever been in front. Sure, they haven't.
No, they haven't been in front. No, and maybe we were level once. So they were level once.
They were just right at the end of the first half. But when you think about that goal chance right at the end of the first half, you know.
Plus that chance there, 10 minutes ago, ball bounced 6 yards out. Kick it, swing on anything. It's never time for picking.
But it shows you the value again of Katrina Graham, and we were talking about players of the match. I mean, when you think about it, that was maybe one of the key moments in the game.
Exactly.
And she's done it before. She did it against Clare. Yes. She did it against Down.
So Royston, there's an injury. I think it's maybe for Cassidy here. I know it's Royston Bradley. Royston will spend as long as he has to spend over that's free, way up with angles, and so strike the ball probably a little bit lower and more height on it. But Royston's played unbelievably well as well. You know, the midfield can drift out and in it. He matches at times just as the way the ball can bypass and the cool the same. Royston's played very well. Cassidy's played well too. Inside 4 line, scored 4 from play. Dangers on the ball. Half back line played well. Middle of the field, Aaron Coulter. A
couple of subs there, John. Katie Rose Bell, number 18 from St Paul's.
Oh, for Derby Dublin, number 2, Portland Own.
Yeah, and I think Derry made a switch there as well, actually. Yeah, they have made a switch.
I say Amy Lennon is at number 14 away off, I think they're full forward.
Yeah, that's surprising. She's
maybe carrying no, could be.
Maybe, but you know, she's the goal threat, and they need a goal. Has this gone over? It has.
Maybe scored. Yes, Royston again.
116-111. There was that 5-point gap earlier in the game. They've got it back. Antrim 25 going on for them. Orla McAllister from Cushion Doll going on for Lucia McNaughton for Antrim. So the benches being pretty much emptied right at the end here. But we are now in added time, and I would say there's maybe 2-3 minutes maybe to be added on as the ball is pucked out around the middle on the far side to us. Here's a chance now for Derry.
They're on them play, ball out to the inside, the ball has to get in now.
It absolutely has to, and it has to go into the net, you would imagine, from Derry right now. Antrim desperately defending.
Well, Amy Boyle working all the time, as she always does, gets that ruck ball, lays off short.
And around the middle, Roisin McCormick underneath this one. Anne Cassidy, that is the match up there. McCormick away with it, and she drills it low, looking for MacArthur, who has been the outball a lot of the time. And she's had a great game, and she spins past her player. And from that angle, is she going to get it over from there? No, it's just gone to the left. But at this stage, it doesn't really matter from an Antrim point of view. They have the 5-point lead, and the ball has gone dead. Derry need to take it really, really quickly. They try to do that, and they try to go as short as they can. That's a good one. They find Cassidy, and Cassidy dispatches it.
2 against 2, and inside the ball goes in. She's going to have to run and travel. Antrim needs to get it back straight on the first cut off that run.
And Derry have got players in attack here. They need to go for goal. They have to go low. It's beautifully played across the players over, but they don't get it at the first time, and maybe the chance is gone. Antrim have players back. A point really isn't much use. Hull leaves it off, but it's blocked down and it's spilled. And I think Antrim are just about going to survive. They do.
Carrying the ball away. There's probably on the whistle now. There's about maybe 30 seconds to go. Royce will take that ball. She'll just carry, then she'll pop it over the bar, or else the ball straight in front of the inside forward line.
McCormick now to finish the job for Antrim, and is she going to take it herself? Oh, the ball spills at the last minute. And the sub has it now. Oh, she might finish the job. She's just come on as a sub.
It's a great title.
And it's lashed to the net, and that has finished the job, and it is going to be Antrim, who are the Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie final winners for 2025. Well, it's been a close game a lot of the way through, but right at the end they put daylight between the teams, John, and they're going to deserve this in the end, and nice to see a really good goal at the end.
Yes, and to be honest, but Derry deserve immense credit. It sets Derry up well for 2 weeks' time to play against Kilkenny. You know, they showed well, but they need more from the midfield and half forward line. You can't expect your full forward line to be doing all your scoring, especially when they're a breeze scenario and some half. But Derry will be pleased enough with that performance. They were well in the match up to this last 2-3 matches. So that score, well, the goal obviously takes it home now for Antrim, as it does. But the Antrim full forward lines played well all the same. They get ball into, they're dangerous, they move the ball, they scores the half middle of the field and also the half forward line.
And the subs have made a difference.
Made it out. Orla McAllister again, only on there 2 touches and scored a goal on the point. Orla McAllister from Cushion Doll, very good.
Absolutely, and that puts it's a 9-point game now.
It's a tint probably on the performance, on how competitive the match was, but that can happen. Then a match, 3-4 match, players get tired, you drop off the tacks there.
There is a final whistle. Philip McDonald from Cavan, the referee, and it's been a great game and a great spectacle here, and a lovely day, of course. But the players have really put on an exhibition out there. Really interesting game. Yes, Antrim pulled away at the end, but it was a great game. The Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final for 2025, and it's been made available free to watch on Ulster Camogie Facebook and Ulster Camogie YouTube. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and it means that Antrim have won back-to-back for only the second time in 50 years. The last time was 2010-2011. They've done it again now. We're going to stay on for the presentations, one of the cup to Amy Boyle and also the Player of the Match award. And what's your call on that one, John?
Last 10 minutes probably changed the trajectory of that. Orla Hull still had a fantastic game since she had, and what ball, any ball she got, she was danger zone. So I think Orla scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Royston Cast at full back, played Neve Quinn, played very well at centre half back for Derry as well. Antrim in the half back line played well. Nicole McTammy, Amy Boyle, the same McNaughton played well, but Royston played extremely well again. When they needed their scores, none of them frees were gimmies, and they were all 50, 60 metre frees. I think Royston scored maybe not 7, not 8. Inside forward line didn't get 2, but Cassie played well. She got not 4 from play. It's a toss up between Royston and Orla Hull, and I think on the day when Royston stood at the ship and hit 2 45s and 3 or 4 frees and 3 free play, maybe just edges for Royston. But Derry takes much from this performance today, considering they play Kilkenny in 2 weeks' time.
I suppose you have to go with the winning team usually.
Well, not necessarily. So if the match had still been only a 1 or 2 point game at the end, you could have had it. But I still think Royston got the scores. She's always shown for ball. Her first touch, her movement. Midfield, playing as a third midfielder at times can be difficult because the ball can bypass you. But I think overall, I think she maybe scored not 7 that much total. And I'd say Royston. I know Cassie played well inside forward. Orla Hull, good defence, but different 2 teams. I still think that Royston got them home there in the end.
I mean, there was a lot of players for Antrim. I mean, Katrina Graham has had that crucial save, at a crucial time in the game that could have changed the course of the game, and she was really good there. And all through the team, I mean, Claire McKillop played well as well. I remember Kiva McNaughton made a great block. Shanna Hegarty was in and out quite a lot as well. Erin Coulter, to me,
exactly.
She had a great game, and Amy Boyle, as you say, and Nicole McAtamney, that engine room in there is so crucial for Antrim. They go through so much work. Lucia McNaughton had great spells in the game as well. Emer Johnson had a lovely score earlier on. Your own Cassie MacArthur, what was it, 4 from play maybe? 3, 4? Fabulous, a fabulous play by her as well. And Katie Malloy at full forward. I mean, she got through a mountain of work. She came out into the middle of the field and did an enormous amount of work there as well.
Antrim will be happy, considering now they've 3 weeks to the Offaly match, which is a really, really do or die match. If Antrim can beat Offaly in home turf, it sets them up well for the intermediate campaign, and they'll still be favourites for that, so will be. Derry and Armagh are really in a grip of death when it comes to the All-Ireland scenario. They've got Kilkenny first up. Dublin's in that group, who got to an All-Ireland semi-final last year. It's a tough group. They've got Galway, they've got Waterford. And if they get one big result and somewhere there, because some of them other teams will take results off each other, But Derry will be well hurt with that performance the other day, especially, but you still need more from your half-forward line. You can't depend on 95% of your scores coming in. Antrim maybe a spread of 5, 6, 7 players are scoring, whereas Derry technically had 2 at the out, more or less, and that was that.
But isn't it amazing that Antrim have only just completed their second back-to-back in 50 years?
Well, caveat that there, maybe it could be a misfact, that could be, but I've seen that.
Really?
Well, it could well be, but irrespective of that, they won their 50th Ulster title, which is, it's a phenomenon, that achievement is alone. They're all milestones, but today was always a building stone for that intermediate campaign. Antrim will be favourites to win the All-Ireland intermediate campaign. Now, it proved today they've also got a bench, they've got youth, Cassine Dublin still injured, Colleen Patterson, Derva Cosgrove, who are all instrumental players, but they've brought on 3 or 4 players there, and that upped the tempo in the last 5-10 minutes. Yvonne Martin, Jeannie McIntosh, Orla McCall's come on, 2 touches of the ball and she's got a goal and a point. So we're really more forward-wise, and yet the backs, Katie Lund come on, stayed up the back line. There are pressure to a certain degree, but that was a good Derry full forward line. If they get ball, they will trouble you, and they will trouble a lot of defences, even as in the senior campaign that they're in.
Absolutely. Well, we're waiting for the presentation now, and the players coming over from Derry to join it. I'm going to go down and join it as well, so I'm going to leave you here on your own, John, but we will go down and try and capture the presentation and the speeches. So give us a minute. We will stay with you with pictures, and we'll get the presentation and everything else.
That's all right.
You've got.
So you just stand on beside me with this. Yeah. Ursula will bring them in. You're going to hold it just so you'll. That'll be.
Here and then you can talk about it.
We're going to do player of the match first. Aye. So I'm just going to say that we're going to do it, and then Deirdre's going to choose the name from you. She's going to announce it.
Hopefully you can hear us. You can hear us, yeah. And Karen McCormick now, Ulster chairperson, is going to start the presentations for us.
Welcome everybody to Collins Dunloy GAC. Hello everybody, just welcome you here to Dunloy Collins GAC. Just to start us off before the speeches and the presentation, we're going to do the presentation of the player of the match. The presentation is going to be conducted by previous Ulster chairperson Deirdre McGrath, and the player of the match was picked by Jerome and the comment and live stream team. So Deirdre's going to announce the player of the match and present that particular trophy now.
And the player of the match, number 11, Russian McCormick.
Don't know if I was getting the credit or the blame there, but I'm passing it on to John for making that decision. But I certainly can't disagree. Photographers all getting their shots. Lovely. Thank you very much. And back to Karen.
On behalf of Ulster Camogie, I want to welcome you all here today to Collins and Dunloy GAC. I want you to put your hands together firstly for the club here, the facilities, the workmanship that they've put in here this week to have this final. They were so proud to be called upon, and the work has been phenomenal that they've put in. The volunteers have been stewarding, they have made the tea. Michael done the commentating prior to the game, and Eamon done the piping for the teams in the national anthem. So everybody, a big round of applause for Dunloy. Greatly appreciate it. Secondly, to our referee and to his officials, to Philip McDonald travelling up from Cavan. We want to thank Philip and his team today. It's a thankless task. We are running short of referees. And just thank you very, very much indeed, and safe travels home. So a big round of applause for Philip and his team. To our sponsors, Armagh City Hotel, who sponsor Ulster Camogie for our championship. And we also want to recognise Specialist Joinery, who sponsor Derry, and Crea Concrete, who sponsor Antrim. Without our sponsorships, we wouldn't be anywhere without the financial assistance. So it's greatly appreciated, all the sponsorship and support that you provide the teams and the counties and the clubs. So thank you very much, everybody. To my Ulster executive and staff, I couldn't put on a show today without all the work, all the hours they put in at night and day. A lot of them are unpaid, they're volunteers, they have families, they have other commitments, but they always pull out and help when the camogie calls. Even in the counties, all the help and support that we get is phenomenal. And the work that's went on behind the scenes this week to get this final played and have everybody here and have it in top class conditions today for you, it's a lot of work and we appreciate it. So I want to thank everybody in the 2 committees and the staff. To the teams, that was a fantastic match. It was a spectacle for Camogie. The 2 teams were nip and tuck. Nobody could call it. Everybody was going around saying, is this going to be a draw? What happens in a draw? There was some catching, the blocking, the physicality, the running off the ball. The game had everything, girls. You're a credit to all your clubs, your counties, to yourselves and to your families. And I want everybody to give every girl in this pitch a round of applause today. These 2 teams competed in the National League competition. Antrim went and won 1B. Derry went to the final of the 2A and they narrowly lost to Offaly. But the Camogie has been superb. They have done the Ulster Camogie proud, and I have no doubt going into the championship, the Glen Dimblick Senior Championship, that you will do Ulster proud, as well as the other teams that's joining you from Tyrone, Armagh down. So girls, heads up, I know there has to be a winner and a loser on the day, but Camogie was the winner today with that game and for all the supporters to witness that game. So congratulations, girls. So without further ado, I will call on Amy Boyle, the captain of Antrim, to pick up the cup for a back-to-back double.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd like to thank the Ulster executive for running this competition. I think based on the semi-finals and that match today, it just shows how competitive and talented the Camogiers in Ulster are, and I hope both sets of teams here go on and have a successful championship campaign. I'd like to thank Philip and his team of officials. Tough job always refereeing us in Derry. It's always going to be a physical match, and we just want the game to be let go as well. So I'd like to thank Dunloy for the use of their pitch and facilities. We were driving over here and couldn't go over how much of a carpet it looked like, so thanks for everything you do to getting matches ready. I know it's not just the morning of, there's a lot of work goes into hosting these matches. I'd like to thank our management. A lot of work has been in since November. A lot more work will go in, hopefully. So we're back at training next week. You know, you just put in a lot of work behind the scenes as well that maybe a lot of people don't realise you do. So we appreciate everything you do. Also to our committee and our sponsors, Cray and Premier Electrics. It takes a lot to keep this team running. There's a lot of things that need organised that we don't have to worry about because that's all taken out of our hands. To Derry, just thanks for such a tough match. Really do wish you the best of luck going forward in your championship, and you know that match will stand to us today. So 3 cheers for Derry. Hip hip. Hooray. Hip hip. Hooray. Hip hip. Hooray. And then finally, just to our own girls, it's a serious commitment you girls put in, and it really is appreciated. We set our sights this year to win Ulster. We won 1B, we retained our Ulster title, so now we'll get back to training next week and hopefully go on and win our intermediate championship and get back up playing senior camogie next year. Thank you.
All right, well done, Amy. And as Amy brings the cup over to the players, I'll try and get a word with the managers here. You're very shy. Turn around a wee bit there, we'll get you on the shot here. So are you not both going to do this? No, come on, it's a double act here. Yeah, it is. We'll eventually get the two of you. Come on. Why are you so shy?
No, because I done the last one.
You do? Oh, so you take turns?
Yeah.
No,
he done before the Clare game, I done after the Clare game. So.
Right, well, you're both doing it here. We're looking at the scenes behind you here in the sunshine here. It looks fantastic, and young ones getting in as well. It's a great day for you to get a back-to-back. How do you feel?
I'm delighted for the girls. They're the ones that put in the effort. They're the girls that do the travelling up and down the county, coming to Lochgale or coming to Hawkle, wherever we're training at, and they're always there. We've been training since November for days like today, and sometimes you get your rewards, sometimes you don't get your rewards, and we struggled there today, and it took us quite a while to really see off that. Derry were very resolute, so they were, and we're happy that we have come home with a silverware. Antrim's only won that 3 times in the past 10 years, so it's no gimme, and it was no gimme the day again either. So I'm delighted for the ladies, As I say, it's them that puts in the hard yards, and we just point them in certain directions,
And how did you pull away towards the end? What do you think was that about? I mean, Derry, you're right, they were very resolute and they were right there to the end. It was only right at the end you pulled away, but what do you think was the difference in the end?
I think Jerome, we have a very good panel there. We have 28, 29 girls who have been training very, very hard since November. And you've seen yourself that it's quality we have on the bench, and the hardest part we have is dropping, is not starting some of them. And it's a case of we're rotating them, and you see the influence they have when they come on. We brought 3 or 4 on there, and every one of them had a real positive impact. And that's not just today; it's the semi-final. It was the league final. The quality's there, and they're pushing each other very, very hard in training. So it's very, very competitive. They're all in for one purpose, but they're pushing very, very hard against one another.
A real family situation as well, with Karen presenting the cup and the player of the match, Roisin getting it as well. So that was nice as well. But when you look at player of the match, I mean, yes, Roisin won it, but Orla Hull was fabulous for them. And if you look around your team, you had a lot of girls who really contributed. You mentioned the way they come off the bench as well, but on the field, you had so many girls who stood up today.
Yeah, it's the same.
Just turn around about. We need to see you here.
Every day is different, and we do. Somebody has a good game, somebody's a poor game. But you take Lucia McNaughton there, had a super game for us today as well. Won lots and lots of dirty ball, and when we took her off, the sub that come on scored 1-1. When we took off Maeve Kelly, the sub come on and scored a point and made a difference. And that's the way it is. Some people, it's maybe not working for them on the day, or on a day like today, the energy has to be high throughout, and we're lucky we have fresh, hungry young ladies on the sideline who'll come on and do a job for us, and they did. It's no different from other days, as Martin's already alluded to.
And talking about family situations, I'm not just saying this, we thought Erin had a great game too.
She did all right, We've been hard on the daughters, to be fair. She did all right. She was maybe, it took her a wee while to settle into the game, but it took us, in general, as Carl said, Derry weren't just turning up to hand the trophy over there. We know all about Derry. They're rebuilding like ourselves. It's 2 very young teams, and they really went at it. The heat, we can't convey how tough it was in the heat either. It's really, really warm there today. But no, it was a really good competitive game until, as you say, the last maybe 10 minutes where we ran the bench and we got the positive result that we wanted.
All right, well, I'd like to hear from some of the girls. So could I ask you to do me a favour? Could you get me Erin for a wee chat? And I'm looking maybe Nicole McAtamney as well. Oh, she's shy. She's gone shy as well. Could you maybe get me Nicole McAtamney for a quick words, if she's around there anywhere? Do you see her? Erin's been shy. Come on, Erin. She's coming over now. Come on. Quick word for you. A simple question for you. I mean, player of the match was Roisin, but who else do you think was a contender for player of the match?
I think there's loads of us that probably could have been contenders for player of the match, as it took everyone in the panel today to get over the line. Amy Boyle and Nicole McAtamney were amazing at midfield. Katie Lynn came on and done a job at full back for us as well. Could have been anyone, but Roisin definitely deserved it today. I thought she was brilliant.
And the goal right at the end obviously sealed it, and it was a good goal as well.
Yeah, it was a brilliant goal, so it was. I think it came just at the right time, so it did. It just helped us get that wee bit of confidence to keep going when times were getting a wee bit tough in the second half.
What about their goal? I mean, how worried were you at that point? Because they were coming back, they just weren't going away, and it brought them right back to within a point.
Obviously it put us under pressure, but I think we were pretty much under pressure the full match. Derry never lied down to you, but yeah, we just had to reset and keep pushing on.
There's a lot of talk about Derry and transition, a lot of young players, but John on commentary was saying that you are actually still a really young team.
We are, definitely. There's a lot of us that have came through that minor team. John MacArthur's there the past couple of years, so to keep that going, hopefully it'll be good to see.
I'm looking word with Nicole as well here. She's probably got her 2 wee boys with her. Is that her over there? You couldn't get me Nicole, could you? I'm not sure if I can go much further over here, but we're trying to get her, another. What's that?
Nicole.
Oh, here's Nicole coming over. Right. Good on you. Hi Nicole, we're on the shots here, we're still on the live, thanks for coming over. I was expecting you to have a couple of boys around you.
They're right there somewhere, they're running wild across the pitch there.
Here, you and Amy got through some work in the midfield. What was that like today, in the heat?
It was really, really tough actually today. That's probably one of the toughest so far this year. The heat just kills you. I knew I was going to get it tight from the warm-up, but the Derry midfield just paced the full way, and it's on you if they get through, so you knew you had to.
Well, players like Aoife Cassidy there, I mean, you know, no matter how old you get, you can't beat ability and heart and determination and skill.
No, absolutely. I don't know if you're talking about me there, Aoife, but
both.
You're so safe. But no, definitely. And someone with that experience needs tracked and needs marked constantly. You can't let somebody like that go loose, so that's on us.
And do you still appreciate winning in Ulster at this stage?
Absolutely. I think this one for me was really sweet because I actually haven't been on the team that's won. I missed it for different reasons. I was pregnant for one, I was at my hen party for another, and then I played in the ones we've lost in. So I have the medals, but I've actually never played in the final. So
Seriously, you've never actually played in the winning team in an Ulster senior final?
I've missed them. I keep missing them. I know hen party and whatnot, so.
The worst excuse was the hen party one.
Blame my bridesmaids. They planned it. I was going to change it, but it was annoying because loads of the girls couldn't come to the hen party because they were playing on the match.
Tell me this, Roisin, good player of the match. Always hard to go past her, but who else did you think might have been in the running today?
Jeekers, where do you start with that performance today?
Well, we'll start with the goalkeeper. I mean, Katrina, that save just before half time when they were through for a goal could have changed the course of the game, and she always comes out and makes herself big. She did against Clare, did against Down, did again today.
I think you would go a long way before you would find a keeper like her. We're very blessed. We have two unbelievable keepers on the team, Becca and Katrina. But I said to Katrina in the changing room, whoever it was through went left. But Katrina knew she was going right, and she just cut the ball off. So unreal. It was brilliant. It saved us definitely going in.
She comes out, makes herself big, and stops that, but it was crucial. Who else?
I think Jeannie McIntosh needs to mention. She came on there, and as you can see, the talent on the sideline, like so many people didn't start, and so many people were absolutely devastated not to start. Jeannie being one of them, I'd well imagine. And she came on, and there was no nerves, no nothing. She went straight. You knew exactly where she was for. She hit a point straight away, and she was well in with that goal that went in at the end. So I think Jeannie needs a mention. Other than that, the backs were solid. It's wee Dervla Dobbins, so sticky in there, and Claire McKillop, they're savage as well, and Lucia McNaughton. I think Lucia was so solid from start to finish. Somebody who is always there, always consistently leading, and I think today she stood out.
So you must be delighted to not only win your first, but that the managers came back to you over the winter, persuaded you to come back for another year, and you've got your medal now, so it was great for you to come back.
Definitely. Whenever you're weighing up, if you go back or you don't go back, it's leaving the weans and missing out on a couple of evenings at home, and especially in that nice weather. But today definitely makes it worth it, and having the weans and all here and the weans at training and all, it makes it that wee bit easier.
All right, we Joe, is it, and Dan?
Joe and Dan, Dan's.
There he is. He's hilarious.
No doubt, I know.
All right, I've just seen Katrina Graham go around behind you. That you wouldn't get her. I know she'll be shy, but we'll grab her over for one wee word before we go. If we can get the goalkeeper. And there she is. Come on. We're up here, so I need you to turn around. I don't want to look at me. They want to look at you. And I'm beginning to feel this personal. Everyone I asked for an interview. No, here. It's great for you to win this today.
It's a great win to do back-to-back. I've had two already, but never was able to do the back-to-back. So it wasn't the best performance probably, but to win them, all that matters is the result in these finals. So. Just move on now. That's 2 trophies out of 2, so move on now to the big one. So.
Why not? The All-Ireland finals are on the 11th of August, and you have a panel here now. I mean, the girls came off the bench, showed that there's real appetite there and there's ability there. You could go all the way.
Yeah, definitely. It's in this team. A lot of girls were there when we done it the last time, so we can use that experience as well. But we're going out against, I think it's Awfully up first in a few weeks, so. We know we'll have to up our game big time before we get to them. But our panel is like probably years gone by. We've always lost a few players throughout the year, but there's 29 girls there, and 29 girls have kept at it. A few injuries here and there, but hopefully we'll get them all cleared up and get back into championship now in a few weeks.
Let me take you back to the last minute in the first half. You were level, and they went through with a goal chance, and you come out, as you described in one of your interviews, that you come out off your line, make yourself big. So you did that again?
Well, I actually didn't get a touch for that one. I think it was me.
Really? Because I was on the commentary and I said to John McCarthy, I said, who was it? He thought it was you, but it was hard to see. So it was 2 or 3 of you there.
I'll take the credit if it's coming. No, I think it was either Claire or maybe Kiva. Not sure. It was somebody got a touch, just one of them flicks, just got the ball off her stick, and we got it out, thankfully. Because a goal there, probably they would have went in with their tails up at half time, and God knows where the game could have went.
Hard to pick player of the match. I mean, we went for Roisin, but like, who else would you have gone for?
Roisin had a great game there in the frees and stuff. She scored a lot of good points from play, but I think everybody stood up at different parts. Like we got good joy off the bench there with Jenny coming on, got a few points. Orla came on, got a point there at the end, and that's probably what got us over the line is what people coming off the bench. But the starting panel, I thought a few of our backs held up well. I thought Claire McCulloch and Derby done rightly, and Kiva in the first half, and then just really probably anybody really.
What about Lucia McNaughton? Is she any good?
Lucia,
I'll bring her over. I'm just saying that in teasing here. Lucia, come on over because we're talking about you. Yeah, I just asked her about you, and she was saying, "No, you were a bit of a fringe player today. Didn't have much impact." No, I'm only joking.
No, Lucia, she showed for a good few puckouts there in the first half. Probably when we couldn't really get out, so pulled up on that wing. And
I was thinking more start of the second half. She really came into it.
What did you score the day?
Well, 2 points, 1 wide.
Well, keep her going about the 1 wide. We get 3 out of 3 next time.
All right, we'll let you go, Katrina. Thanks very much. Lucia, have you come in a wee bit? Will we see you here? I remember interviewing you years ago up in Derry, and those were the days when Derry were beating you every year.
Yeah.
Things have turned around. You sort of went to an all outside Belfast Glen sort of panel, and this is it. You know, it's been great the success you've had, but it looks now you're on the verge of something really special here now.
Yeah, well, I suppose for the past few years it's been kind of North Antrim. It's great to have, Katie Rose Bell here reaching out to the Belfast clubs, and I think we do need more of that for us to keep progressing. And I know the county's working very hard on that too, but I suppose with the disappointment after last year, getting relegated back down into Division 2, we were kind of out with a vengeance this year. We have started the year very well now. I suppose our goals as every competition that we play is to play our best and to get over the line. There's no doubt that we'll go back to training this week and come back down to earth again because we've got a tough match now in 3 weeks against Offaly. But yeah, we were going to keep taking one match at a time now, and hopefully be back in Croke Park again in August.
It was a tight game, up until the last 5 minutes. But Derry really put it up to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't expect anything less from Derry. They're tall, they're physical. There are rivals, there are neighbours. Anytime you play Derry, as you say, down through the years, it's never been easy. I suppose that was perfect conditions as well for both teams to be playing. So, we maybe got a couple of points ahead, and then we always come back. So you never could switch off. And I suppose the ones that came off our bench today as well made such a difference, made such an impact on it. Whenever maybe we were losing the legs a wee bit too.
Do you appreciate being Ulster senior champions? I'll try that again. Do you appreciate being Ulster champions as much as ever now?
Yeah, I suppose it's not easily come by. I've been playing senior camogie for 13 years, and I think that's my 4th. So that's not great ratio. So I think every year you get it, it's really special, and probably as you keep going on in your career, every year is probably more special. So it's even good as well to do a tough battle too, because you've really worked for it, and we'll learn so much from that today going forward as well into championship.
Brilliant. I'll let you go, Lucia. Thank you very much. That's all the interviews we're going to have for you on the live stream. I think we've got a word from all the important people, or some of the important people. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the Armagh City Hotel Ulster Senior Camogie Final Antrim against Derry in the sunshine here in Dunloy. It's been an honour to bring it to you. As I say, we hope you've enjoyed it. And from the whole team, as I squint into the sunshine, it's a very goodbye from Dunloy.